need to ask Josuke if he is streaming today. Let's see. It looks like it's going. 1 second. Let me get a link, and then I'll post the links. I don't know if anyone's gonna show up between then, but might as well do that. I'm hoping at least a good amount of people come and hang out. I feel bad that I don't have the character discussion video ready. I thought I would be done. I just don't have any skill in editing, and it's obviously a lack of experience. It's making it take so much longer. I don't know all the tricks. Let me see. Let me post this up and see how things are going this week. See what's going on and see exactly. Just hopefully it all works out. But for now, I'm just going to post on the Twitter. What's up, Gene? How's it going, AJ Morningstar? How are you guys doing today? What's going on with all of you? Hang on, is my audio going through? Okay, it is. Sometimes I mute it if I leave my Streamlabs open, so I don't accidentally. I don't know. I always feel like I'm gonna end up accidentally turning on the stream when I'm not doing when I'm not planning to, and then it might, I don't know, screw up somehow. But how's everyone doing today? It says we smoking that William pack. Is William doing anything? I mean, William's just all tied up. Like Clover's greatness, I agree. I'm helping push the agenda. Luckily for actually most of the servers I'm in, most people read Black Clover. We found one guy in a server I was in that had, and it was like a Black Clover server, and it was in Broku's server, and one of his mods, I guess, hasn't really gotten that far in Black Clover. And it's like, how do you talk to Broku like on a regular basis and be a mod in his server and not read Black Clover? That'd be weird. I don't know. It's like, I feel like if you're regularly active talking to somebody who's like a stan of a series, and I know Black Clover's not his favorite, at least from what I remember asking him before, but it's enough that he, really likes it, talks about it a lot. So I figured, that this is one of those things that you'd end up reading just because you associate with one of these guys so much. But, yeah, let me look at some of the chat, see what's going on here. Says your Demon Slayer videos are excellent. Are they? I didn't when I started doing Demon Slayer, I liked it. I thought it was fun. I enjoyed the series. I thought I think it's one of those ones kind of like my opinion on Dr. Stone. It's not that I dislike it. I think I'll like the anime a little more. I still enjoyed the manga, but I think the anime with the choreography tied to it will make it just look so much smoother. It's kind of like Jujutsu Kaisen is like that as well. Jujutsu Kaisen, people make jokes about like some of the moments in the action of the manga, and just from like speed lines and when it's doing like a really fast blur motion of just trying to show like very fast paced melee, but it looks a lot better in the anime. I think that's also one of those things that when you have the trade-off trying to have one of those super fast motion moves, and sometimes it works perfect, but I can understand where sometimes it might not look the best. I do like that. Actually, the only thing about Kimetsu no Yaiba I would really wish the author did was make Kokushibo the final villain. That guy, he's so much cooler. What race am I? It's a secret. I am a. Actually, I was gonna come up with something like fictional race, but I couldn't think of it. Dragon Slayer. Well, I mean, I guess technically that's a race because you become a dragon. I don't know. I'm good, man. How are you? Give us a recap. Give us a Rax recap episode. Oh, okay. That's actually, I do have something I can share about that. So, I mean, actually, one second. I almost forgot to post a notification on. I think I was gonna get it on Sammy's server and his whole live stream tab. Man, I'm in so many servers though. Sometimes I get so agitated, and then if I forget to mute one of them, and then I can't figure out which one is like sending all the pings. Oh man, that's like a good couple minutes of me just being really mad. I'm like an old guy trying to find like a mouse or something in his, in his basement. What's up, Jason? How's it going? But yeah, so on Friday, I saw Matt, dude. On Friday, it's like 8 o'clock or something, and I was like, all right, I want to at least record my Makarov video, and then I drank some coffee, and then it didn't wake me up. So I was like, well, okay, well, I'll just do it in the morning, and then I woke up in the morning. I just did my normal like morning routines and stuff. played a little games, we just watched some videos, maybe watch a show or two. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to get on this. And then I started, and I ended up, I recorded it, and then I was having some issues, so I was like, okay, I'll have to fix it later, because I ended up getting, I joined Faith and hitting on his stream, and I was like, hey, I was like, hey, man, I just out of curiosity, how long is the stream going to be? Because I was trying to figure out, like, trying to plan out, essentially, how much time I'm going to have, you know, X amount between whatever decisions I was going to have. Because I wanted to upload the video yesterday, and then I ended up staying in the, like, the stream was a little bit longer than we thought, and then we kind of just rambled on for a little bit, and then we just kind of had a conversation for, like, an extra hour. And I didn't even get it, like, so the total of that was, like, 4 hours and some change. So I'm like, well, doesn't look like I'm getting the video out today. So I recorded it last night, and then I don't know how, but one of my settings in my OBS got messed up, so my bitrate was way lower, so the frames in the video was, like, really bad. And then I looked into it, found the problem, fixed it, and then re-recorded it. But right now, the only problem is, like, I don't have a lot of experience editing, so it's just taking me longer to get stuff done. Like, right now, I pretty much have a couple parts, like, a couple minutes that, like, near the end, I have to edit out of just parts where, like, maybe I messed up on some wording, or I, you know, fumbled on something and decided to reread something to put in there. And then I got to edit in the panels. After that, it's done. But I wanted to... I felt bad that the video wasn't going to get done today. Because what I initially was going to do it was a couple weeks ago. And then I just kept procrastinating on it. And I wanted to do it earlier this weekend. And then I decided, I was like, oh, I'm going to get it done today. And then unfortunately didn't. So I figured I would stream and just chat with people, and then tell you guys my plans for the video, the character videos moving forward. Because I was going to wait until I finished. The problem right now that I'm having, but just from the fact that it keeps getting pushed back, is that I was going to wait until after I do the first set. I was going to do the 4 dryers. I was going to do Makarov, Yuri, Ivan, and Laxus. And then I was going to do, like, a video, like, explaining what I was going to, how I was going to, like, how the process of doing these videos was going to go. But so I was going to share with you guys of my plans and whatnot. Real quick, I'll just go over it real quick before I get to the comments. Sorry, I see some people going off the comments. I'm going to get to those in a moment. But what my plans are right now, so I'm going to do these 4. And then I'm going to get, like, an app for my phone that just gets, like, you know, it just randomizes some names. And I'm just going to put a bunch of Fairy Tail character names in there. Maybe even some characters not in Fairy Tail eventually, but, like, I want to at least start out strongly with the Fairy Tail, but then I'll slip other characters like Chainsaw Man, Black Clover, Eden Zero, Build King, Toriko. Just stuff I like that I love to talk about and whatnot. Rave Master is another one. I felt bad. I was like, it's because Rave Master, like, I think Rave Master needs to get some extra stuff in Heroes. Just Mishima giving him a little bit, like, give Haru a form or something just to beef him up. That's because Eden Zero and Fairy Tail are still getting stuff, and Rave Master is sitting with no new content other than the crossovers. But, so my plans, I'm going to have, like, the 4 that come up. My guess is just 4. Randomized names, and then I'll do a poll. Because I used to do polls for character discussions, and I like the community interaction. So I want to continue it like that, but I like the randomizer, so it's not just me picking ones I like. Because I feel like that would just kind of take too long. So that's my plan. I'm gonna try and get that all hopefully set up and running within the next week. So no, I just gotta get this editing down. That's mostly it. The Yuri and Ivan stuff will not take very long. I mean, really, it's Yuri's will be like a 10-minute video at max. That's pushing it, like 8 minutes. I mean, maybe if I ramble for a minute, I might be able to get a little bit more than that with Ivan, just because Ivan's is more confusing. But that's about it. Laxus's will be a while. So let me get to the comments, see how people are doing, see what people have to say, and just generally have a conversation with everyone. So, how's it going, Peter Campbell? How are you doing today? Yeah, and just for the people that aren't regulars in this stream, just know it's not dedicated to any series whenever I do my streams. None of it is, like, even if it's in the title, because usually I start out with, like, Fairy Tail, Eden Zero, Black Clover kind of stuff in the title, and generally those are the ones that mostly get the background spot.
But if you have any serious questions, just go free. Feel free to ask. I got people talking about Demon Slayer in the comments, and I don't remember the last time I had a conversation with anybody in any of my streams about Demon Slayer. Just because it ended a while ago, and my Demon Slayer reviews were the only things that kind of would do pretty well. But none of the, I don't think I had any of those the people that watched him ever really show up to the stream. So it's interesting to see that. I'm really hoping that the mangaka does like a continuation. I would like to see a continuation, but I don't know if she's gonna. Otherwise, just, whatever she feels. Demon Slayer manga fell off after chapter 180. Well, my issue, I think that will be solved with the anime is the Muzan fight was way too much fighting choreography without enough kind of crazy stuff going on. It's not like, he's busting out all these crazy abilities and they're making spawns or something or do anything extra that kind of like pumps up and progresses as the fight goes. For the most part, it was like he's just this big bladed tendril monster that's just flailing all these serrated tentacles around, and I'm sure it'll look a lot cooler and be a lot cooler in the anime, but it just wasn't as fun to read on a weekly basis. And Muzan, it wasn't as cool as Kokushibo. I thought Kokushibo was a really cool villain. I really like a lot of the upper moons, but for some reason, I don't know, Muzan, I don't really understand what the mangaka's general plans outside of like having Muzan be this concept of like a monster. I mean, that's mostly it. He's not human. He's just this vile creature wanting to feed and survive. I don't know. I don't hate Muzan, but I definitely think that Kokushibo should have been the final villain. I'm not wrong. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit rough because I don't want it to seem like I dislike Kimetsu no Yaiba. Really, when I think about Kimetsu no Yaiba in the large scale, the only thing I really didn't like was late game Muzan. Like when Kokushibo was going off, I was excited to read the chapters. I remember when he pulled out that sword and it like had the extra blades and all these other eyes. I was hyped. Rax just finished submitting a research proposal. Perfect time for the stream. Oh, well, good luck on your research proposal, man. What were you? What's it on? All the final demons were low-key cooler than Muzan. That's the hard part. Like, Muzan, I just don't understand the level that Muzan was kind of presented while fitting that kind of role. Like, for example, Zero, Master of Erasion says, he had no real deeper aspects to his character. He wasn't some complicated being like Jalal or Zareth. Hades had his own complexities during this guy who just kept slipping down this darker pathway of magic. In it, Margear even had some higher complexities, obviously, with stuff with the Aetherius, and then even was developing a bit in his own arc. But Zero was he's like this big destroyer, crazy powerhouse guy. But it was done in a way so over the top and excessive and fun that you liked him because of that. And Muzan, like I said, if Muzan went over the top of being this monster, I think it would have been a lot better. Like, make him the creature from The Thing, where he's a shape-shifting, mutating, getting more grotesque and horrifying as the fight goes. Like, it looked like he was progressing to that, and then he just becomes like a big, weird baby creature. And I was just like, man, that's unfortunate. But then, like, you saw that, like, the stuff with Tanjiro, like, getting turned, and I was like, oh, well, he's not actually the big villain. And then I was like, oh, this is even better. It was a misdirection, but it's like, no, that's wasn't the case. I don't know. Maybe they'll add stuff in the anime. I don't hate Muzan, like I said. He just wasn't for me. Could have been a masterpiece, especially after the Yoriichi backstory. Oh, dude, Yoriichi's backstory was good. I really liked his. I thought his was great. His was definitely one of the best, I think, just because of the fact that you saw it from both their perspectives. I thought that was really well done. I thought that was probably the best backstory in the series, if not the best character origin in the story. That's one of the reasons I was like, why was Kokushibo not the final villain? And to me, the biggest thing that bothered me when you got to that point was Kokushibo, he introduced, he was displaying something that Doma introduced. Or no, not Doma, it was Akaza, right? The Upper Moon 3. That the higher level demons can evolve into the same kind of being that Muzan was. And I just think it's really weird to introduce a concept like that and then not follow through with it. It just was odd to me. Because it's like, why even introduce this kind of really cool way to progress things and continue the story and then just not do anything off of that? I don't know. Do you think Ziggy's past could be similar to Doria's from Rave? I think Ziggy was made by somebody that has some form of much larger scale plot than we know. But it's really weird because the weird thing about Ziggy's, as I've talked to Quan Incredible about this, the weird thing about Ziggy's backstory versus any other character's backstory when you think of villains is when you have a villain, it's like, okay, were they born evil? Did somebody make them evil? Did something happen to them that made them evil? There's a lot of questions when you have like somebody that's just, you know, there's something wrong with them or something along their life that did something to them, or, you know, or whatever it could be. But Ziggy is a machine, so somebody made him. I feel like he's got like some Skynet thing going on. Like maybe he was like built to be a villain and then became good along the way and then, you know, was like reverse Skynet. I think that would be pretty sick. You think Selena's planning to do next chapter? That's the problem right now. I talked about in my prediction video. It's like we have no context on what's up and coming because it's hard to say anybody that could pop up outside the Dragon Eaters. We don't even know how the Dragon Eaters are going to get there. We don't know if anybody else possibly is going to ever show up this arc that's part of the guild or any more important Earthland characters. And we don't know enough about Elminter to really build a prediction. It's not like we got like some wording on like some crazy giant monster, like some Sarlacc-like creature that they'll have to face that Selene's going to make them compete against. I don't know. It's really weird, right, in the upcoming parts. I am really excited, though, about that for the chapter. And it was painful, though, just because I really like getting stuff, a chapter that we can talk a lot about. I'm sure a lot of people have seen my channel whenever I get one of those. I remember when we got information on like 5th Gen Dragon Force. I think I did like 3 or 4 videos on that. Like anytime you get something that like has so many different avenues to work around in the story, that's just a lot of fun. And then the last chapter, I think the only thing really that we got to like look at, like Hakune's spiritual art just being busted. That was ridiculous. But outside of that, it's like we didn't have a ton to work off of. What's up, Gino Jace? How are you today? What's up, Gene? No, Rax, not Wax. Why do people always go with Wax? I'd like to see you do a video, and Lucha, since you already did a video on Shikuma and Haru, I do want to do a video on Lucia at some point. And, well, so the thing though, with Shikuma and Haru, I will probably end up doing another video on most of the characters I've already done, because I want to do like a better version to make it like a little bit more clean, better video, sound quality, and plan it out a little bit better so I can make it seem a lot more, just to, have a bit more care and production to it, I think is the best way to say it. And I'm going to, once I do the Makarov video, and put that out there, see people's responses to it, I'll probably try to slowly get better at just making it seem way more kind of clean. And I guess like this step is like a big one from like my previous character videos. And I know people have been wanting me to do more for a while, because I do like talking about the characters, and especially ones that I find very fascinating. Let's see. Next, do you think Davos will play a role this major role this arc? They have to. If we didn't have that chapter with Suzaku, it would be like kind of questionable, because it'd be like, how do they get there? But they have to now, because they're on their way. And not only are they on their way, like, they were brought up specifically Selene, so they have to know how to get there. Who's my favorite Wafu character? Oh, that's Dally, dude. Personal's a badass. Other than that, probably Nox. Selene mentioned the party, so she's basically going to have a party with their faces, making them feel despair. I'm expecting her to kind of like put them in like a coliseum and make them fight or something. Gray versus Yami? I mean, Gray. Faster, stronger, he's more hacks, he can freeze elements, so like any of Yami's spells he's gonna just ice up. The only thing he really has to kind of look out for is maybe like Dimension Slash, but I mean like he's just gonna dodge it. Like Gray isn't dumb, he's not just gonna stand there. How about you do a video of the best Fairy Tail opening, because no cap, opening 21 is the best one. Yeah, I've said before, opening 21 is, in my opinion, is my favorite. I think it's the best one. I think it has some of the best visuals, some of the best, like, hype up, build up for the song. My favorite, though, visual of any of them is the opening couple seconds to opening 26. That, if I had to pick one scene from any of the openings to pick as my favorite, I'd pick that one. And just really quick, just for, we got some good amount of people. We got some 20 people in the chat hanging out. If you could thumbs up the video, subscribe if you haven't, I'd really appreciate it. And remember, all donations are appreciated. They're not required. But, well, I was going to follow that up, but I'm like, well, I don't know what else really to say from other than, like, appreciate it, but I don't want anyone to have to do it. But Yami stomps Gray? No, he doesn't. Absolutely not. No way. Gray was keeping up with Aetherius Natsu. Absolutely not. And Gray should be relative to Natsu below Dragon Force. That's like, if you put Natsu against Gray, up until Dragon Force, Gray should be fine fighting with him. Yami can't do that. Legitimately, Yami cannot do that. And especially because we're gonna be getting some nice Gray upgrades soon. All the characters should have at least a default upgrade in L tier, and I can't wait to see stuff for Gray, just because Gray hasn't gotten anything in so long. It'd be extreme diff, not a clap. Yami doesn't have the durability to take a hit from... it's not an extreme difficulty. It's not. It's really not. Gray being able to stomp upper Spriggan is beyond Yami. It really is. Speaking of Rave Master, me and only my complaint of the final arc was compared to the Spriggan 12. Was that compared to the Spriggan 12, the Demon Lords were so boring except Megiddo. Jericho was cool. I like Jericho. What's the thing is, I agree with you for, see, because I can't even remember his name, the sword dude. Because Ashura looked very creepy. He's memorable in just his powers. But Jericho was pretty cool. I liked her. The sword dude I never really cared for. Like, I legitimately don't even remember his name off the top of my head. The other thing I remember is he had a badass sword. He had this overly gigantic sword. But the thing is, though, I feel like Mishima, though, was just probably a little bit less experienced at the time and wanted to focus more on the spectacle of the large-scale events going on rather than just giving all these big characters fights. Because if anything, in that last arc, if you were going to complain about anything, for the battles, at least, is that Musica didn't have any fights. Like, Musica went to go fight some, like, random fodder bad guys. And I know that he got his whole moment making Revolt, and that's obviously a really big thing. But I was always wondering why he didn't get some kind of, like, demon, like, an actual opponent. I was going to say demon general, like, but that's kind of like that guy was, but he was literally just some fodder, bigger goon. There was nothing, like, beyond that for him. For me, Demon Slayer, my hero, just became series I kept up with to be in the know. I lost excitement to make theories on them. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. I enjoy them, but I don't get too hyped for them. Each of them have their hype moments for me, but it's not like Fairy Tail or Black Clover, Eden Zero or Chainsaw Man, where every single time a chapter comes out, I'm excited. Or Build King. I'm actually, and I have to say before somebody tries to jump on me, I'm not saying Build King is automatically better than them. I just personally find it more interesting because I just like the style. And I like the main character a lot already. But I'm hoping it picks up further. For some reason, I don't know why. I had some clam chowder. My cats, for some reason, really want to eat out of this bowl. And I had to keep pushing them away. I don't know why they want chowder so bad. Let's see. No, Yami can't take Gray. Yami cannot take Gray. Again, keep in mind. Think of the idea. Put Yami against a Spriggan. He's not surviving. Maybe eventually, but he cannot get there. The Spriggan are too high level, and Gray stomped one of them. Gray stomped Invil into the dirt. Gray can freeze elements. He's got massive AoE. His ice is more potent. He's a more experienced fighter. He's got a way bigger kit than Yami. Like, that's true. And then, like, on top of that, Gray, one thing that Gray actually also has that's very overlooked is he can freeze his own wounds. Yeah, Gray scales to Aetherion. He's way more powerful. One of my cats, like, right when I said that, she snuck up. Go away. Hey, oh, don't go away. You can lay down, but I'm doing stuff. You don't need clam chowder. You're a cat. She's just looking at me. She's real confused. Yami has more hacks. Not really. Yami has, like, Dimension Slash and what, Death Thrust? I mean, the fact Gray can freeze elements and magic. So, like, imagine he goes to get, like, any of his spells ready, and then Ice makes silver. Flash freezes the whole area, including magic. What's Yami gonna do at that point? I mean, he could try with Black Moon, but I'm inclined to believe that Black Moon gets frozen. But even if he does, I mean, Gray's faster. His ice is more potent. He's more dangerous. Gray can punch hard. Yeah, Gray has way higher level than Yami. I mean, he's way further progressed. Like, Calm Gray? I mean, what do you mean Calm Gray? I mean, Calm Gray, like just regular Gray? I mean, that Gray is still pretty powerful. There's no reason to assume that Gray is, like, way weaker than Spriggan now. That'd be kind of silly to drop him that low. Especially when we've seen what he's capable of. And on top of that, he's got Lost Aspect. Gray versus Hakune has nothing to do with the hypothetical fight with Yami. Oh, put Hakune against Yami. She will freeze him solid. Diamond effect. No magic for Yami. He's done. Put him against Hakune. She popsicles all of Black Clover. Oh, you got magic? Frozen. You got curses? Frozen. Oh, anti-magic doesn't matter. She's using spiritual arts. It's not magic. She flash freezes all of them. Hakune can solo Black Clover 100%. The fact that her spiritual art is so busted, and the fact it's not a magic or a curse is just so good. Granted, she's not gonna sit at the top forever. I mean, I'm sure they'll find a way around her. There'll be ways they can beat her, but she's right now. The base idea of how powerful she is and the hacksness of her eyes is ridiculous. Let me see. Let's see. Gray has not been impressive lately. I mean, no, but I've said before, Gray just has been focused on more character stuff. He hasn't gotten his more power level like upgrades in his plays. I mean, but that's why they're an Ellen tier. But Gray still generally scales way higher than Yami, way higher. Like Gray, even lowballing Gray at just Continental is still way above Black Clover. And he's got speed, he's got the AoE, he's got the hacks, he's got the versatility, wall skills to Therion, skills to Gray skills buff. Yep, 100%. Gray does not really punch hard. Look, he does. He just uses Destruction Fist. He used it against the one he used against Invul. Don't you remember? Like, he bodied Invul with that. He didn't beat Invul with a sword. He didn't beat him with a bow. He gave him the hands. The obliteration fist, rather. Fist of obliteration. I'm just looking at the I'm looking at the translations. Some of the fan translations stick in my head, and I always get it mixed up. But let me get back to the comments and then see what people got to say. Yeah, but real quick, did you guys like my idea for the character discussion plan? Because I wanted it to still have a community aspect to it. Because I think if I do the voting system, it'll be a little bit more fun. Because it's like I don't know who's going to win, who's going to be planning. And I think what I want to do is I want to do it like a week prior. So by the time I do one of them, like when I'm uploading another one, like say like if I uploaded them on Friday and then did the next poll on Saturday, I think, because then it gives me the whole week to kind of like get it all planned out. When do you think the 3 decoy captains Black Clover will show up? Wait. I don't know, because right now we're in a weird pacing, because I think Tabata just wants to give flexes to characters, and just let us get, like, showings of, oh, this is what these guys have accomplished in the last 6 months. This is their new abilities. This is their growth. And then eventually just, get to the Dark Triad getting crazy again. Damn, that's crazy. I only watched till mid-final season. You got to keep going. Draken is the head of the criminal underworld and the soccer cosmos, but he's going to be, but he's gone. Do you think someone will take his place as the kingpin of the soccer cosmos? I don't think so. I think right now, what will happen is all the Erastian, Sace, Interstellar are probably way more active right now, making sure that nobody tries to take over. And there's always the possibility, but I feel like that's an opportunity that they're not going to let pass up. Gunny hacks would work with everyone, but it's not strength dependent. What do you mean? I don't know exactly what you mean by that. I'm seeing Gunny stopped Gray with hacks. Yami does the same. No, here's the thing. Hakune beat them because she can shut off their abilities. If you get covered with her ice, you can't use magic, you can't use curses, and you can't use spiritual arts. She made it so fundamentally they can't fight back. It wasn't just, oh, I have a Hack's power. And Gray has hacks too. How's it going, Jared Punch? How are you doing? Gray also matched D&D, but was enraged. I mean, so but Gray's also, it's been a year. Gray's way more powerful. Gray was going to be a threat for, he was going to drop Lost Aspect on Xerath. Like, the fact that he was going to be casting that at such a speed that Xerath wouldn't have been able just to react to it, like, at a time to stop it, is pretty commendable. I mean, on top of that, like, where do you, like, see Gray being? Like, Gray's not Wizard Saint tier. He's well into Spriggan level. Oh, like, even Makarov, just, like, even early Alvarez Makarov was like, wow, he is way more powerful. He was very astonished by how strong, by how powerful Gray had become. Yeah, I mean, Kune don't have the same hacks. It's an invalid argument because it's fundamentally not what happened. Like, the context of just there's hacks, you have to have more and why that it was. Not just, oh yeah, they both have a hacks. Gray has hacks too. Most characters in Fairy Tail have hacks. The Diablos might show up at the end of the next chapter. I would like it. I don't know about next chapter, but definitely the next couple chapters I could see. It could happen though. Because, like I said, theirs is just such a wild card that it's one of those ones at any point they could just pop up. Hakune hacks will stop any character. It just works if you have magic power or any power. I mean, no. So it's a powerful ability by itself. Because Natsu and Gray are still very physically strong. But it also shuts off their abilities. Put Hakune against Yami. Put her against anybody in Black Clover. Sorry, no magic for you. Oh, you use curses? No curses for you. Anti-magic? Sorry. Spiritual art's frozen. She's gonna win. Like, they're just too much for him right now. Because not only should she scale generally way higher, but her power is broken. Still waiting for you to read the War of Discovery's fanfic. Ruby learns key thanks to Yami. Oh, is that the one you said was Ruby? I don't know if I'm gonna read any Ruby fanfictions. Like, Ruby right now to me is in such a shaky place. I haven't even watched last volume because, like, they've just been bothering me. And, like, it's just been going downhill. I've been really saddened about it because I've been following the series since the first trailer came out, and then it's just been in such a, like I said, it's been such a shaky spot these last couple volumes. Ever since Monty died, like, the guys that took over, I don't know. Who's your character? Yeah, eventually. It's good. Rax just stopping by to say, let's say hi. How's it going, Adonis Butler? And their hack's completely different. Yeah, but what's the context for it though? Guild Zero. You gotta think about that. Noel could not solo Fairy Tail King, Sinbum. No, and he is Sinbum. I was gonna say Sinbad, but given a take like that, it is Sinbum. Oh, I was gonna be like, hey, don't be too mean, but I saw it was Gene going after Sinbum, so it's fine. He's like the only people I'm like, yeah, get him, Gene. Noelle can't even beat Lucy. I mean, she doesn't get that far. I mean, she's got potential, but the thing is, like, Fairy Tail characters now just scale so much higher than Black Clover characters that even something like Lucy, who's not a firepower-based character, she's a utility-based character, still should scale way higher than Noelle. Nobody said Gray was omnipotent. Oh, somebody was trying to put that off. That's weird. Top favorite villains? I'd have to think, because if it's spread across series, I mean, my favorite manga villain is Xerath. Lisanna versus Noelle. Okay. Noelle should be able to beat Lisanna. Lisanna does not scale very high. Even, like, Lisanna's best things, it's like she's, like, she's a fairly useful support. Lisanna doesn't sit very high. And even, like, her better takeovers are more hacks based and kind of tricky. Like, that Gorgon one, it's still good. Or what's a Gorgon? I don't remember the exact name of it, but you know, the snake one. And actually, no, it was a Lamia. Actually, now that I think about it, right? I said Gorgon, but like Gorgon, kind of like Medusa, I would have the snake hair, but Lamia have that like stunning effect. So she's got hacks, but I feel like Noelle should be fine against Lisanna. Noelle versus Elfman. See, there's the difference right there. Elfman legitimately swap blows with Natsu. Like, they traded punches at the beginning of Alvarez. So he still scales in a fairly well chunk. And he's durable. The thing about Elfman is Elfman can take a beating. And Elfman is big, muscular brute force. So if he can just get a hold of Noelle, he can put her down. It won't be easy for him just because Noelle is a very speed-based character. She's very nimble. She's kind of like Shiki, or like, though she is fast, her biggest attribute is the fact that she can just kind of like mid-motion move and like almost like, you know, she's using her magic to swim through the air in her Valkyrie dress. But we know that is specifically Elfman's weakness. So Elfman is, you know, he's going to have trouble with that. I already did a best villains of 2020. I didn't do a video. I did a post. Oh, this is yours. I thought you were asking me like my favorites. It's a list. Hang on, let me get to that in a second. Any new manga 20 plus? Wait, any new 20 plus manga chapter to read? Undead Unluck probably. I would recommend that. Good to see you too. What's up, Telly? How's it going, man? Between these villains, 2020, Alderaan, Dante, Mahito, who is the most evil? Out of these guys, I would say either Alderaan and Mahito. Like, Dante's bad, but he's... Well, actually, no. I mean, because I was going to say, like, he hasn't done anything that bad yet, but he's planning on it. So, I mean, they're all pretty vile. Like, they're all pretty vile. I don't think any of them are that discernible from each other. Because, like, the step further into evil from them, you have to get into, like, start dipping into Descending, where you can show just more detailed, horrific things to make you hate them more and to show a darker side to them. Because all of them are fine killing people. All of them don't really have any remorse. They're just giant, like, genocidal, like, destruction-loving psychos. I think they're all pretty awful. You might be able to get away with Mahito and Alderaan since they weren't human. They're like, neither of them are human. I was gonna say neither of them were human, but it's like they're humanoid, but it's not the same thing. They're not human, so honestly, actually, I'd probably give it to Dante just because Dante's is the worst for betraying, you know, humanity. Gray's power to slay demons, not Andy specifically. So, what does that have to do with anything? Oh, misconception. Gray's Demon Slayer's power that was designed. No, Gray can damage and counter demons and devils. But speed-wise, being able to keep up with him, being able to deal potency and durability of taking hits from him, like, it's still way more. Like, you have to downplay Gray so much lower to put him lower than Yami. Because Yami would, if you put Yami in Black Clover, he's like upper wizard. I'd put him like upper Wizard Saint level. Like, if Jura had it like as good of a, well, actually I was gonna say Jura utility wise and Yami, no, Yami definitely has a good chunk better with like key sensing and the stuff like Black Moon and stuff, but he also has hacks. If Jura had a couple more stuff like that, like abilities like that in his arsenal, I would put them close to each other. But obviously Yami has a better moveset, but I would put him kind of like right above someone like Jura, and then closing into power level wise like the Gods of Ishgal. And then like he's not Spriggan level. Absolutely not Spriggan level. No way. Noelle beats Lizana. Yeah, I agree. She beats Lizana. Lizana does not. Yeah, Lizana doesn't beat Noelle. I don't know anyone who would say that. Did somebody put that out there? No, because the thing, Jason, is like she took a couple hits from Lucy, but like any of her like bigger stuff, she recovered. She did recover. Like she was able to after, you know, waiting a bit, was able to get back up. But it's not like that's gonna really matter. Like if no one knocks her out, and you know this is a fictional fight, she's gonna kill her. Or you just call the match right there. Because it's either, okay, she's KO'd, or, no, it's to the death. She's going to go for the kill. Spriggans have better hacks, but Gray was enraged, stopping him. I mean, Gray's hacks, too. He's got Devil Ice. I mean, what do you mean by that? Like, Devil Ice. Like, we already know that it was powerful. Can let in his Dragon King from, give Ignil a fight. Wait, what? Can let in his Dragon King form. I don't know what you mean, man. He's on its decline. Yeah, but she got back up. Because she was pretty much GG'd and then had time to recover. But the thing also of that is she doesn't have
She doesn't have really anything to do anything to Noelle. She has, like I said, she outside of her Lamia like paralysis sleep up thing, she doesn't have much. Like Lizana's forms don't even have that much to them. It's not like Elfman's. We have like at least some resistances and extra things he gets, like his lizard man form. He's got the sand beast and whatnot. I'm trying to remember just other ones that he's had that give him some just general boosts. Man, I'm blanking on some of Elfman's forms. It's just we don't have a ton of like Elfman loves. So Elfman doesn't have any like really cool monsters. I really wish Elfman got some stuff. Elfman is such an unfortunate case because he's somebody that could have really been like a nice addition to like some of the arcs, just to have like this badass monster. Somebody who can just become some of these creatures that's like displayed on the art. I would have loved that. Let's see. Igneo versus Let? Oh, Let as in, I was thinking Let like the word because you didn't capitalize it. Let versus Igneo. Igneo demolishes Let. Jeez. Or he can take Death Thrust. Gray, yeah, he should be fine. Noelle's not fodder. That I agree with. 100%. Kuni can nag Diff Black Clover. She really could. She's dangerous. Sakuna versus Gray. Gray, absolutely. That's not even close. He's gonna ice that dude. Or how much power would anyone gain from absorbing Etherion? I mean, I imagine you just gain like the totality of Etherion. You have like this very high continental energy like to absorb with like cross-dimensional space-time like energy. It's just that was absurd fucking power, man. I feel like Julius would do pretty well. If you put Julius in Black Clover, I think he could be he could be somebody that's like in Spriggan tier just based off hacks. Like he doesn't have the sheer kind of scale of like massive AoE that some of them have, but I think hacks just because he's got like future sight. He can time stop people in bubbles. He can erase people. He can age people into dust. He can reverse time in his wings. He's got a really good kit. He can fly and stuff. He would do pretty well. He could probably apprehend Gray. No, he can't though. He's not doing anything to Gray. Gray is gonna ice him up. So making them fight each other would be fun. I would like that a lot. Loudress would pop up like balloon. I mean, yeah, that's like beyond the threshold that we've ever could imagine him right now. But I think he's talking hypothetical. Can assume Hakune's freezing would prevent Estheth using her time stop. Well, she's not using magic. But I'm wondering like if it would work on her is more of a thing, because her thing, like her freezing time is literally ice to the concept of time. She's literally freezing it, so if you have a high enough resistance to the cold, it doesn't work on you. Bloodman replaces Dante in the fight against Yami and Asta. They can't do anything to him. What do they do to Bloodman? Like, Asta can't do anything. Bloodman's using curses. Julius will get stomped by any high tier or god tier for it. Yeah, I mean, he's not getting that far. What are Heroes 4 major announcements? I don't know. I'm hoping we get an anime announcement for 100 Years Quest. Who can Racer beat from Black Clover? Racer's one of those guys that he's got a good enough hacks, and if he's serious, he can actually do decently well. I'd say Racer should be fine against. I think he can beat any of the vice captains. Once you get in some of the captains, it's a little shaky just because Racer hasn't got like any real feats or upscalings in a long time. But Racer, like a serious Racer in a fight, and people don't know his powers, he can just go fast, slit your throat, cut your head off. And it would really come down to like someone like would they have a defense against that? Like I mentioned anyone with the power enough mana skin is gonna be a dangerous thing to him. But like somebody like I was saying, like anybody like lower than like vice captain level people should be fine. I know that there are some people that aren't vice captain tier that have mana skin, but I mean, you know what I mean. Like not everybody has it at that point. Not everybody's got like these higher level techniques and whatnot. I'm hoping to hear back from Josuke. I wanted to know if he's streaming tonight, because I was
I was planning to stream yesterday, and then I ended up hanging out with Faith more longer than I planned, and then I pushed it to today, and they're like, no, that Josuke streams on Sundays, usually around like 5, and I don't know if he's going to today, so I'm just asking, because I don't want to, because the difference, obviously, for, between my stream here and his stream is his are usually scheduled on this day, so I think, personally, he takes, having a set date, it would take priority, and I don't, and I know the issues of people that have fans within the, viewers, I don't like to say fans, viewers, within the same circle is like some people, there are people that would leave my stream, go to his, and then there'd be people that might not go to his stream and stay in mine, and I don't want that. I would rather there just be the one, so I'd probably, if he ends up streaming, I'll just go to his stream, go chit chat with him. But let me get back to some of these comments. Let's see. Aladdin, Alibaba, Silver. I said I don't know the extent to Alibaba and Aladdin, so I can't really comment. And if you're gonna skip Black Clover in One Piece, the growth would be massive. Asta gets more jacked. I don't really know how crazy Magi gets. I didn't finish last arc. Giant Gajil versus Lumiere. I mean, Gajil. What does Lumiere do? What does Lumiere do against a 50-something mile tall Gajil? Absolutely nothing. What's your favorite anime and manga arc of Fairy Tail? Oh, Tartaros, man. Tartaros. 100%. 100 Years Quest might surpass it, but we'll see. 100 Years Quest has been great so far. I've loved it. I've loved 100 Years Quest. There's been so many great callbacks and progressions of characters. Like, we have Jalal finally forgiving himself after so long. Or at least moving forward. Maybe not even forgiving himself. Regular Gajil. Yeah, regular Gajil's still gonna win. Lumiere isn't faster than Gajil. And not only that, he's got shadow magic. Like, he's just gonna like absorb all of his light and stuff. I was just gonna run on him. You saw One Piece Chapter 1000? I did. I thought it was good. I thought being a Luffy chapter was pretty important. I thought that was a better thing, in all honesty, than just being like a big info dump or lore chapter. When I after reading it and thinking about it, yeah, he can't damage Gajil at all. Lumiere is stronger, but he can't harm Gajil. He's not stronger. He is not stronger than Gajil. No way. Gajil just went toe-to-toe with Lightning Flame Dragon Natsu. Lumiere is not more powerful. I wouldn't even say he's faster at this point. You don't understand, Guilds. They're like, Fairy Tail characters right now are ridiculously above Black Clover characters. And obviously not like everybody, not like every single character. But when you get to Spriggan level and up, like, it's such a big jump. Like, every tier jump in Fairy Tail usually every tier jump in Fairy Tail by, like, a title. Like, Wizard and Saint, Spriggan, like, I guess, I was gonna say Dragon, but I guess Dragon's more like a species, but you can kind of still compare it. Gajil's taking him down. Gajil is running a train on him. A lot of people are complaining about Lucy forgetting how her magic works last chapter. Lucy's not gonna... First off, Lucy doesn't know everything. And Lucy's spirit scaling with her is something that we've known. I don't remember if it was ever specifically stated to her that that's the case. That's just something that we've known as, like, a aspect of it. So, I don't know. I've disagreed with some people. A lot of people like to complain about stuff without, like, looking into it. I said Diablo's team with Fairy Tail against the dragons. I think so too, because I don't think Diablo, at least so far, has really been made out to look evil. They've they're antagonists for sure, but they haven't done any, like, outright malefic stuff. And any of the stuff that they've done that seems a little bad is like, okay, the dragon gods, that, these guys are dangerous. They're seen as dangerous and bad people, threats to the world and whatnot. And then people who get in their way that are stopping them from taking these guys down. Magic coming through like Sinbad. And what? Just in general, I mean, I do like Gajil. I think Gajil's pretty cool. He's far lower than Gajil AP. I mean, Gajil's way more powerful. He's way more powerful. Let me see. I saw that comment from Jared Punch. I'm trying to find out where it was. Where is it? I saw it had a bunch of X's. It was about a crossover or something. Hang on, I'm gonna find it. I'm going to find this. I just saw this comment and then I accidentally scrolled right past it. Let's see. Oh, Ruby's My Hero, Black Clover, Hunter x Hunter, like I said. I don't know if I'm gonna... It's nothing against you. I don't read a lot of fan fictions. I very rarely read fan fictions. The only time I think I ever really look at any fanfic related things is if it's like a fanfic manga. Like usually they'll do something funny or you'll have like a cool fight scene that people that you didn't actually get to see in the series or something. Hizana has good durability, but she is low tier. She's pretty low. I mean, the best thing about her that we've seen is her ability of recovery, and then she's good support. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but it's like she's just not like a fighter. Talking about roars, I guess just arguing. Who wins between Kaido and Acnology? Acnology destroys Kaido. That's not even close. I mean, Elfman is... So, Elfman... The thing, though, about Elfman is Elfman doesn't have, like, Makarov, where Makarov has that absurdly giant Titan form, that super big one we saw in Sirius Island. And he doesn't have, like, much for hacks, so he doesn't have those overwhelmingly high physical strength moments outside of throwing punches with Natsu at the start of Alvarez. And he doesn't really have hacks, and if you don't have one of the two, overwhelming raw stats or a hacks, you're kind of in a bad spot this late in the game, which is rough, because I do like Elfman. I really wish we would get, like, some form of spin-off starring the Strauss siblings, just to give them some love. I think that would be really nice. Yeah, Acnology is just destroying everybody in there in One Piece. People are just arguing stuff right now. I would probably solo my... Elfman? Elfman can solo My Hero. Natsu versus Asta, Luffy, and Naruto. Is this current Naruto? Because right now, if you put Natsu and Naruto in a fighting against each other, I'm more inclined to say Naruto. At the moment, Natsu counters him ability-wise, but Naruto just has a much larger, spammable arsenal. But I think Natsu, when Natsu peaks, like, Naruto is peaked. Naruto getting that Baryon form was one thing, but all it really did was give him higher raw stats. It didn't give him anything kind of, like, crazy. But Natsu's Aetherius Dragon Force is where he's being aimed at, and that's way bigger than the Baryon form. Let me see, I'm just gonna scroll down. Yeah, Wendy can solo My Hero, that's facts. Naruto can't solo Fairy Tail. I mean, like, put him against Acnologia, put him against Fairheart Seraph, put him against Selene. What does he do against Selene? Selene puts him in another dimension. Let's see. I think Naruto's chance against Natsu is more of just, like, he's got higher spammable attacks, and he's got a larger utility kit. Like, Naruto just has, I think, a better... he just has a much more useful moveset, and then, like I said, more spammable big moves than Natsu has right now. But that's mostly just it. But the difference between them is Naruto has, for the most part, peaked. Like I said, Baryon form was the only new thing, but he didn't get anything really new out to that other than just raw stats. Natsu has still got a way to go. Keep in mind, Natsu hasn't even gotten to Dragon God level yet. Like, Natsu's still got a couple chunks to press up. He definitely doesn't destroy Natsu. Because the thing about Naruto versus Natsu is Natsu counters him. Ability-wise, Natsu counters the shit out of him. Because Naruto's clones are made of chakra. So, and obviously, energy equalization is a thing when you cross verse. So, Natsu's flames, burn him. What are Naruto's forms? He's wearing chakra. He's wearing something that to Natsu is flammable. Burn him. Rasengans, burn him. Like, Natsu has the AoE as well to do this. Like, he has to get close to him. I think one of the bigger things, though, that's going to be the determining factor really is just when Natsu gains any of these upper forms, like, regularly. Once Natsu is able to at least enter Aetherius Dragon Force on his own, even before he can kind of master it to where it's not going to destroy him and using it, then it's GG.
Let's see. Yeah, very, very hard. Like, who in Naruto deals with Zeref? Like, it's not even... That, when you get to Zeref, though, is no. Zeref can literally stop time, walk up to Naruto, and take his chakra and his jutsus. Well, I guess not jutsus, because jutsu is like something you use rather than like an innate technique. But he could take Kurama. He can literally pull Kurama out of Naruto's body. What's up, Josuke? I was talking about you a minute ago. I wanted to know if you were streaming today. I don't know how long ago this post was. But, yeah, how's it going? I was mentioning I didn't really know when your stream was, and I didn't want to... I wasn't sure how long my stream was gonna go because I didn't want to impede on your stream if you were doing it, because you do yours usually on Sunday, so you have the schedule priority over my stream, and plus we go over them, but it's fun to bullshit in the chats. I enjoy just going off and some of these jokes. I think the only other thing I have to do tonight, I want to finish. I gotta finish my Makarov video tonight. I'm really hoping I can get that finished and then post it tomorrow. At the very latest, it'll come out on Tuesday, because I have Tuesday off this week, and I'll be awake because of the Fairy Tail chapter when it drops. So I'll wake up at the time. I'll be awake when it comes out, and then I'll probably get up, shower, do my just do my morning routine, eat some breakfast and stuff, and then probably get on my computer and then either finish uploading it, or hopefully it'll already be uploaded, and then I'll get to I'll start Yuri and Ivan will be easy because I can do theirs within the same day. Theirs is mostly talking about the characters and then some of the ideas. Like, there's not much to talk about with Yuri. Ivan at least has the fact that's like, what happened with Aizen? Ivan is a question of so much of like just the strange case of Ivan Dreyer and Raventail. But Yuri has some stuff, but those are both super easy. I know I'm way behind on the chat. I'm catching up. It's because I ramble all the time. One Piece today. Is that the episode? I thought the episode already came out. Considering how strong he's rumored to be, where do you think Julius would rank in Fairy Tail? I think Julius would, like I said, I think Julius would be like somewhere in the Spriggan based off hacks. I think he just has a good enough, he's got enough mana, he's got enough hacks, he's fast enough, he's got enough utility. I think he would be like a solid Spriggan tier person. But I think he'd be lower to like mid-level Spriggan at best, because he has the hacks to compete, but I don't think he has anything to really compete when you get to like bigger Spriggan. When you get to somebody like Larcade or Irene or August or even Invul. Like Invul can just like, oh, lock you up. Sorry, I'm thinking for you, guy. And then GG. Good luck trying to use all your crazy time spells if you're frozen. So Kaguya's non-existent. Kaguya's not doing anything to Zeref at all. She's not doing anything to Zeref. If anything, she's gonna probably, do like when she saw all those the Naruto's dude harem jutsu. She's gonna see Zeref and probably simp. Josuke going after Jean. That's the novel though. I don't know if you want to go over novels, but if you really want to go crazy, Zeref was able to reset timelines. Zeref was able to harness infinity and take control over a hole in the concept of reality in the universe to reset time. He was literally undoing timelines. Keep that in mind. Zeref got broken. One thing you have to know, Endgame Mishima is ridiculous. I mean, you can look at Rave Master, like Eden Zero's already setting up crazy stuff. When Mishima gets to Endgame, he gets ridiculous. Devil Slayer Grey obliterates 80% of Narutoverse. I mean, yeah, 100%. A person who did fanfic mentioned did a crossover featuring Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, and Fairy Tail. I would like to just see the crossover interactions between the main characters. I'd like to see just like a comic of that. Do you think Justice will be one of the weaker mid? No, there's no way he's gonna be one of the lower ones. I'll hate that. He has to be at least like in the middle ground. My guess is Jaguar's at the top, but Justice, I don't want Justice to be at the bottom. That'll bug me, because Justice is the coolest one so far. And Justice has a significant role of being, the guy who carries that eye mark. That goes all the way back to Mishima's original main character and his one-shot magician. Like, that eye mark holds significance. August solos Black Clover. I mean, yeah. I mean, they can't really do anything to August. Absolutely not. Oh, the minute Beauty Gods do against upper top Spriggan. The upper ones I don't know about, just 'cause we haven't really seen much yet. I mean, but like Hakune, Hakune and Yoko should do fine. Hakune especially. Hakune should honestly get up to. I want to say Hakune, other than like Demaria, she should get up to like someone like she should. I think she can be all like 1 through 9, but besides Demaria, just because Demaria time stops, and then she can't beat the top 3. I don't think she could beat the top 3. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. She definitely can't beat the top 2. Larky is kind of like the weird one amongst them because he's using magic and is a demon and whatnot and using curses. I assume he can use curses. We don't know enough about his large scale arsenal, but Larcade I think is kind of that stopping ground for Hakune. But I definitely don't think she beats Irene. And then August, like, the thing about August that we really forget is he's got a much larger arsenal of abilities we didn't really know too much about. Like, he has more spells that we just never saw. Like, he was a big deal. How strong is Cobra? And Cobra should still scale kind of... Cobra should be at least around Spriggan tier. He should be at least somewhere within that area just from the fact that he was keeping up with like characters in the space between time and whatnot and surviving hits from Acnologia. You can copy magic, but not Holer type magic. Yeah, that's what I say. Is like if you put August in Black Clover, the perfect person to kind of describe against. If you put him against Gauche, he could copy Gauche's mirror magic and like abilities and whatnot, but he couldn't copy his magic eye. That's obviously that to me I think is the easiest one because it's such a simple. The drop of just kind of going over what he can and can't do, and then obviously again an easy character kind of look at that. Oh no, I accidentally backpaged, and so I lost some of the chat, but I have it in Streamlabs. Man, I am behind the chat. I'm gonna try and go fast. Escanor versus Laxus, 100%, easy. How many volumes do you think Fairy Tail request be? I have no idea. I mean, we don't know how long Mishima even plans on going. Cobra scales to Rogue. I mean, yeah, Cobra should still sit pretty high. Cobra should be weaker than Elfman. No, I don't think that. I don't think that at all. It doesn't make any sense that Elfman and Lizana beat, well, so they beat Agil. Elfman had a counter to him, and Lizana was a really good support. That's really what I think when it comes down to, because Agil, if you could counter him good enough and get around, like, his abilities, then he should be fine. Let's see. August versus Dante? Like, August is gonna he's gonna run a train on Dante. What can Dante do to him? Like, he'll just learn all of his abilities, and then he's got all these other broken abilities. Let's see. Alright, rid of this one. Acnologia versus Dara. Acnologia destroys. Luffy crops gray. No, he does not. Luffy would not survive against Spriggan. And one thing also you gotta keep in mind is just the elemental difference. You put Luffy in the cold, his stretching can snap. Because plastic, try and stretch plastic when it's frozen, it's gonna snap. On top of that, Gray just scales generally way higher. He's done way better things. He's got a much more dangerous arsenal. The biggest thing about One Piece, though, that's unfortunate for them when it comes to versus stuff, is they don't have a lot of hacks. Like, Black Clover has more hacks than them. Like, Undead Unluck has more hacks than them. And they haven't had, like, any large-scale verse upgrades since Whitebeard. Like, there's been a couple feats that still sit pretty well, but you'd think that actually, no, because, like, Marineford, what chapters from Marineford? I'm trying to think of the chapter numbers, but, I mean, that was, like, 500 chapters ago. You'd think doubling the series, the power levels would be way higher. But, obviously, Whitebeard was the top guy at that time. But it's just, like, you'd think they'd have so much more. Because, like, Luffy has a couple hacks, but, I mean, like, his hacks are very kind of small scale in comparison to, like, what some of these other guys get. Let's see. Yeah, Gray's not Luffy. Sorry, Luffy. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna just freeze the rubber.
Let me see. I'm scrolling down. Thibula Bonica, Xenon aren't done yet. Oh, there's no way they're done yet. There is no way they're done. So I think Racer can beat Langris. I guess maybe both of them are like hacks that if they can get you in it, I mean, they could kill you in one shot generally, unless you can, have some way around whatever their move is. Like, Racer can slit your throat before you realize it. Langris has spatial erasure. Jalal stomps Langris. Jalal, yeah, that's not even a comparison. Racer has a chance. No live stream tonight? Okay, well, I'll end up going longer than I planned. Because I was just going to go until either, finding out when your stream was or what. But, I mean, I've only been going for an hour, so I'll probably go at least another hour, I'd say. And then I'll probably get off and start getting stuff ready for bed. I still need to make dinner. And I want to clean up and do a couple chores. Probably get my trash ready to be taken out for tomorrow. Oh, actually, I got to check my mail. I haven't gotten my new trash schedule for... I haven't got my new schedule for what days are recycling and what days are not. I guess really if I don't get it in time, I can just kind of look outside and see what my neighbors are doing. What can someone scale Zeref to? I mean, Zeref. Even base Zeref is like it's hard to tag him because like when we saw serious Zeref, it was like when we got to Fairy Heart and stuff. But like Zeref, casual base Zeref was above Dragon Irene. Keep that in mind. Irene even said she spent centuries trying to figure out how to change her form into that of a human, and it was child's play for Zeref. Zeref knew she was human before she even said anything. Like, Zeref is just a genius. He's a magic prodigy. I mean, it's not really wank for Fairy Tail. It's just Fairy Tail is broken. It's just broken. And this is what it's going to feel like for Black Clover in a couple hundred chapters. Like, we get another 200 to 300 chapters for Black Clover, and Black Clover just consistently more and more and more crazy hacks. It's just going to be sitting good. That's also, like, people don't, like, I feel like so many people that don't read both Black Clover and Fairy Tail don't see how similar Mishima and Tabata's styles are. Like, both of them are doing their own stories. Like, I don't think any of them really have this, like, similar plots, but they have very similar vibes to their stories. But Mishima and Tabata are both consistent and giving most people at least one good-ass hacks, and one good hacks can turn the tide of a battle. Think about this. Pre-Dimension / Yami. Good, but it's like, it doesn't, nothing really too crazy. Like, if you put pre-Dimension / Yami against Zoro, it's like, oh, well, Zoro just scales way higher above him. Speed's not gonna matter too much. Dimension / oh, since then, it's been like, GG. You put them against each other, he just Dimension Slashes. Oh, this guy has absolutely no counter to Dimension Slash, and it's slower than Yami? Cut. A good hack is just such a game changer. And when you have consistently people, like, whenever someone pops, usually now, whenever somebody, like, of value pops up in Fairy Tail or in Black Clover, they've got a good hacks. Look at who's like a Queen. Actually, Queen has his poisonous bullets. That's like a lower level hacks. But I guess kind of King is like a better example. Like, King's powerful, but like, he doesn't have anything kind of crazy. So like, all you have to do is just be kind of physically stronger than him and you're good. The thing about hacks is like always going to be a variable. Like, Julius, no matter, like, oh, you put him against, you put him against, again, One Piece. One Piece has generally way higher stamina feats than what he's got. They have higher raw durability feats. They have way bigger physical strength feats. But he's just so much more hacks than them, then what does it matter? Like, a good hacks is just, it's a game changer. And when you run into someone like Julius or Dante, they're just universally good. Like, you put them in a different series, they're still just universally good because of how well and broken their powers are combined. You have to have, to be above them, you have to be so overwhelmingly stronger than them, or you have to, be able to counteract whatever their hacks is. I gotta scroll down. I don't want to get too far behind. Zeref is at least planetary. Yeah, Zeref's ridiculous. The thing is, the Phoenix could wipe out everything off the surface of the planet. The Fairy Tail planet is way bigger than our planet. And Zeref and Acnologia were absurdly higher threats and existences than the Phoenix. August versus Dante. August, obviously. August destroys him. The Eclipse arc should not be used for scaling. The Eclipse arc, though, is canon. Both of the anime arcs saying, "What's up, Quan?" I've got my Streamlabs chat, and I've got that scrolling down, and then I looked over at my other chat, because on my main screen I have the YouTube window, and I just saw Quan post, and I was like, "Oh, how's it going?" Actually, I think Quan is the first person. I was gonna do some like goofy like greeting, but I was like, Quan. I just realized like Quan's the first person I told that I was gonna stream. I think. And I was, I've been asking him about like tips on editing and stuff, and like what to do, because I've outside of just like clipping, a little bit of time off a video, like maybe a part like I've said where I've like maybe sneezed or something and I wanted to cut it out. I haven't really done much editing. I have been trying to get better on that. I've only recently, like, I think I figured out today the program that I'm using how to add pictures over scenes. I've only figured that out. I haven't even figured out how to time it right, though. I just figured out how to do it. I got to figure that out still. But that's mostly the only thing I have left for the Makarov video. Luckily, I have the thumbnail already made. So I just got to get to that, and then we'll do the Yuri, Ivan, and Laxus throughout the week. I'm hoping I can get the Laxus one done. I'm hoping Friday or Saturday is my hope. I'm really hoping to get it done before then, because I want to go back to streaming on Saturdays. I want to get back to my streaming Saturdays time, and then I want to talk to Faith, because I know he also, I think, likes to stream on Saturday, but he, I think, likes to stream earlier. I think he likes to stream more of my older time slot. I like to stream later now on Saturdays, so I think we can work it out to where it doesn't impede onto either person's schedules. I really don't like, as I've seen that before. I used to watch a lot of people in comics YouTube stuff, and you could see the issue of like if people streamed at the same time that were in the same sphere of viewers, because you're either one guy is not getting certain people showing up because they're at somebody else's stream, or people leave your stream to go to somebody else's stream, and it adds. It's an easy way to get to drama. And not only that, I just don't like the idea of causing any issues like that. But at the same time, I also like going into other people's streams, either in the chat or in the call itself is always fun. Let me see. Yacht should solo Fairy Tail. No, he can't. The funny thing about that is his ability affects the future, but it doesn't affect the past. And Zeref specifically with the Neo Eclipse affects the past. The reason he can't affect the example of why he can't affect the past. That's how Tsukishima was able to revive Ichigo-san Pakuto, because the Almighty only lets him pick the timelines that he goes into in the future, and these alternate visions that he sees. But it does not do anything behind him. And the whole idea behind it is the past has already happened; it's finite. Whereas the future there's an infinite number of possibilities. Iron Nancy versus me. I mean, on what though? Maybe on his Gray slander. I know he's always been slandering Gray lately. He's a nice guy, though. What's the best battle animation? Wait, what's the best battle animation-wise for each Fairy Tail anime? 2009, 14, 18? I mean, I feel like the 2014 one sometimes. I think their anime, like, if you look at the Tartarus arc's animation is... There's so many, like, really strong, like, long-running areas where it's just consistently good-looking. I really like that about the Tartarus arc, as I'm really hoping that if the 100 Year Squad gets an anime, it's not weekly. I will die a little inside if it's not seasonal. I want the damn seasonal hype train animation, man. Plus, I don't want them to screw over any of the art and the scenes that's going on. This God of High School, this God of High School, can they take Zeref? Can they take somebody who can reset timelines and radiate death and survive conceptual destruction and steal people's powers? The fact he could steal powers. Where do you think Natsu gets a character development? Wait, what? Where do you think Natsu's character development will get him? The thing about Natsu's character development, Natsu's is way more on him maturing and growing up, but still maintaining who he is. And you can see that in a lot of ways, how Natsu interacts and how Natsu reacts just in general situations, how he thinks over what's going on, and how he just kind of handles what he's doing. You can look at like when he had to face of whether or not he had to kill Mercephobia or not.
Meliodas versus Sting and Rogue. Sting and Rogue. So the thing about Sting and Rogue, they're just going to do the same thing they did with Arcade. One of them, they can give Sting White Shadow Dragon, then he can neutralize any of Meliodas' darkness and then counteract him with light, or vice versa. And on top of that, they scale way higher than Meliodas. Way higher. Full counter doesn't work on Slayers. They have their own hacks. They have intangibility. They have the ability to lock somebody's movements. Oh, Larcade? Yeah, Larcade skills way higher as well. Let me try and scroll down. I really want to get caught up. I keep getting distracted by, like, the chat that actually is caught up. Let's see. Irene versus Black Clover. Irene's unfair. Irene is too busted for Black Clover. If you have... The thing is, think about this for somebody who doesn't know Irene. Irene can put personality into objects and give them temporary life. She could literally take Yami... If you put her against Yami, she could put magic into Yami's sword, have it turn into a person, and then be on her side to fight Yami. Like, she's ridiculous. Martyr versus the Demon King. Martyr, he just drops Memento Mori. The thing about the Demon King is he's dumb, and he's very... He'll just stand there and take the attack. He's got, like, the thing about, like, that Kaido has, where he's like, oh, I can just get hit because it's not going to matter. But he has a hack reason why he's doing it. That's not going to matter if he's hit Memento Mori. He's erased. Natsu versus Meliodas. Natsu. What? Natsu is so much higher than Meliodas. I was talking to some dude the other day who was, like, saying that Natsu would lose because Meliodas full counters. And it's like, why does that matter? He's like, well, he's going to reflect his fire back at him a double. And I'm like, that doesn't matter. Oh. Kamano with the $100 super chat. Let me finish what I was saying so I don't lose my train of thought. It's stated when the Vanish Brothers, when he used flame cooking, that it doubled the fire and then shot it back and did nothing to Natsu. So it's like, doubling a Slayer's element back at him isn't going to do anything. If you took it and then did something to it so it wasn't their element, altered it in some way, made it so it's not theirs, then sure, but just shooting it back isn't going to do anything. Yo, Rex, what's up? Hope it's all good. What are you hoping when we get to Viernes? Okay. Viernes is... I have such high hopes for Viernes, because Viernes being extra secretive... I gotta let the animation play. Viernes is so weird in the fact that even the other dragon gods so far don't know anything about him. Like, Mercephobia has never met him, which is really weird. And I'm still open to my theory that his city is some way kind of depicted as El Dorado. Like, you know, his name is Spanish for, Viernes Friday, that being the day for his luminary day that he's based off of as the gold dragon god. But also on top of that, the fact, he's secretive, he's obviously hidden, being a dragon, he's mystical, the fact he's associated with gold. I think El Dorado, being some kind of a way associated with that is going to be really possible. The only thing that'll bother me if that ever happens is, like, if I have to see One Piece stands tell me that, like, oh, he copied the Golden City in One Piece, and then I have to be like, you know that's Oda didn't invent that. El Dorado was a myth for a long time. I know, obviously, a lot of people don't do that. I feel like a lot of people are aware that a lot of these mangaka are basing ideas off of stuff, mythology and stuff that inspired them and ideas that have gotten them throughout their stories. But some people, for some reason, it's like the same. It's like what Black Clover has to do with Naruto. It's like people don't understand that, like, Naruto didn't invent a character with a demon inside of him. But yeah, thank you very much, Kamano. Always appreciated. Don't worry. Now that I have I've got the plan all figured out. I actually like the way that my video format looks with my character discussion. So the Atlas Flame video will show up. In fact, I'll put the Atlas Flame video. Actually, let me look at my schedule. I want to keep the random ones. I'll probably fit it into a week. It actually sounds pretty nice. Just kind of, I might be able to fit it in because I feel like he's an easy one to do, just because, like, he's very confined within a couple of parts and a couple of characters. Like, it's mostly Grand Magic Games and the Sun Village, as well as with Natsu and Ignil. So I will get to it. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I know I've been procrastinating on it, but I've finally gotten back to this whole setup, and I'm happy that I was able to figure out
I wasn't too sure whether I wanted to do it in this style with like just do my WoW character and Photoshop or edited in pictures, but after getting like seeing it how it's been turning out so far, I actually do like it. It's easy in the general layout, but it's the editing parts that is more difficult. And I can't imagine if I tried to do some difficult layouts and edit it, it would take me like an extra year or some ridiculousness. But hopefully I should have my Makarov video out either by tomorrow, latest by Tuesday. If I don't have it out by tomorrow, you can guarantee that I'm not going to sleep tomorrow until I finish it. But yeah, let me get to some more of these comments. Yeah, the thing about Juha Bach is he can't do anything when Zeref just uses Neoclips because he can't affect people affecting the past. Which is asking who's bigger, Alderaan or Aaron's Founding Titan? Alderaan. Founding Titan Aaron is what, like a couple 100 meters tall? Alderaan, from head to tail, Alderaan is about 200 miles. Leaning upwards, Alderaan's about 50 miles tall. Like, just him leaning up, you know, being on all fours. Head to tail, though, he's around 200 miles. And he's thick, too. Gildarts is a powerful dude. Margear mentioned that Celestial Spirit King's power is tied to Lucy, but Lucy wasn't around here. I mean, that's because of he is a summons, but I always assumed that is the kind of premise as well, but it's like there's a summons that once she runs out, he's going to leave. But on top of that, yeah, Lucy, I don't think ever really had a statement that gave her that information. I have to look, but that's just one of those things that I've always known, just because it makes sense. But I don't know. Selena's at least equal to Alderaan. Selene said that all the dragon gods are equal to each other. And the difference between the other dragon gods and, like, say, Alderaan or even Elefsuri is Selene seems like she's the most intelligent, and she's going to be the one that knows all these other people. Like, Selene, the fact Selene can literally go anywhere at any point she wants. Like, she can just, okay, drop a portal. Just teleport somewhere, open a portal, go to any dimension, go to any location. Because she, I think, is going to be the road into finding Viernes. Because she should know where he is. I imagine she knows where Viernes is, and she knows about him. She has to have met him. It'll be so much more confusing if she doesn't know anything about him. Zeref absolutely beats Juha Bach. Put Juha against base Zeref. Put him in there, base Zeref wins. Zeref's way more broken than him. You put against their upper forms, the All Might or the Soul King, him versus Very Hot Zeref. Like, Zeref's power literally counteracts what Juha Bach does. Team Ruby versus Hunter main characters. Ruby team, I imagine, wins. I think they scale higher. What do you think? Wait. What do you think about the Wendy hate has been getting from the fandom? Lots of people don't like the way that she just seems like a plot device. Not really. What did she solve? Like, like, the only thing she did recently is, like, the whole thing with her and Irene and the Spirior stuff. Like, it just introduced it, and then they beat the low-level, like, little weird summons, like those fodder guys that were the first people they bought. Did she get some new ability to beat Yoko? No. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, they didn't beat him. Man, there's no way to is Gildarts his overpower or just strong? Gildarts is very powerful and he's hacks. Read Build King, 100%. Read Build King. I agree. I have gotten more people to start it. And I got RT, I got Old Faith to start it. He got a couple chapters in, and then he said he enjoyed it, but it was kind of like nothing great, but he didn't hate it. It was kind of just like, oh, it was fine so far. The thing, though, that I noticed is everything positive he said about Build King is what the manga excels at. Like, monster designs, doing the environment, world building, comedy, action. He hasn't seen the action yet. He's like a little bit of it, just kind of like the general, like little, muscle flexes. I think we really need a good fight in Build King. But he's starting Toriko. I traded him. I'm watching Gintama. I'm only a couple episodes in, and he's reading Toriko. But I think by the time he finishes Toriko, he'll understand that, like, everything that he said that he liked about Build King, this manga's really good at. And I think by the time he finishes Toriko, he'll understand the hype I see with Build King that I'm very excited about. Does he have the AP to hurt Juha? Yeah. I mean, he could all... So here's the thing. Like, you don't even need the AP. Zeref can literally take his powers. Zeref took an infinite energy source from Mavis that was born in her body. He not only took an energy source that was infinite, but he literally took somebody else's ability. He's busted. Let's see. Oh, give me a chance, please. I won't force it. Wait, what? Oh, there's nothing wrong. I just don't really like I don't really read a lot of fan fiction. It's nothing against you. I'll listen to it if you want to just tell me stuff. Given how below Shiki is compared to the Irasion Seis, is shown on the Justice. How long do you think it'll take to reach that level? I'm really hoping that Shiki, I'm hoping that by the end of this, Shiki's kind of like within range to at least contend with them. Maybe not beat them, but it'd be like if you put if Shiki and like the idea of where I want, it'd be like Shiki versus Justice all out battle by the end of this arc. It'd be like Justice has to, my idea is like Justice would have to at least go into like that form right before Overdrive, where it's like the lines are going off your body and stuff, and then maybe like medium difficulty at that point. Medium difficulty in that form, not Overdrive, but kind of like where you can see like he's made a lot of progress. Let's just talk about Prime Soul King, Soul Fairy Tail. No, he can't. The Soul King can't do any. He can't do anything. The thing of the Soul King's power, like primarily, like he separates these dimensions so he can keep the Hollows out of the main realm, and then has the Soul Society set up. I've looked into the extended lore from the novels. I know how the Soul King works now. I also know fairly enough of what Yuha Box powers do. Let's see. Fairy Heart Zeref though, he does like he does like conceptual shit. Like he could control time. So the thing that's really important to note about him is it's not translated properly in the English volume when he says that he's gained the power to control time. In the original, the Japanese one Mishima put is that he transcended time. That's why even when his body's destroyed, he still is able to just reverse time, give him his body back. Like, he's just busted, man. Like, Mishima dudes are just busted. Let's see. Zeref. He's base casual Zeref is high to multi-continental at least. Zeref casually and base is above Dragon Irene. Keep that in mind. Wait, have you ever read hentai manga? I have read ones that get really lewd, but I don't read any that are just outright hentai, but I have read ones that just, I mean, they got fucking. But, let's see. Shiki versus Boruto. I mean, Shiki can't do anything to Boruto right now. Boruto, luckily, has some pretty good feats just because he's contended and kept up with characters that have done some pretty important things. And he's got, like, the really crazy placement of, the... No, is it Momoshiki? Yeah, that's the one that's inside his body. No, so Zeref wasn't erasing 400 years. He was resetting time. He was undoing time itself. He wasn't time traveling. He was resetting timelines. So all timelines would go back 400 years. So 400 years just, wiped out. Because if you did time travel, it would just create a new timeline. Zeref was resetting the concept of time. Keep that in mind. Just try and comprehend the idea behind that. And he harnessed infinity and a concept of reality. Do you think we'll see backstories from the Dragon Gods when the Dragon Spot actively? I'm hoping we get one from Selene. I was bummed we didn't see it from Alderaan, because Alderaan went back to go fight him 100 years after he started. Like, he had the balls after hiding somewhere for a century to be like, nah, fuck this, I'm gonna go after him, and then got destroyed, and then just ran away and hid for 300 years. I wish we saw that flashback so bad. I'm really hoping that we still see it. Like, even if it's brief, I just want to see Acnologia. Like, I want to see, even if it, because we know it was the smaller Alderaan where, like, he could barely fit one of those cities on him. That's still pretty big. So I really want to see this Acnologia, like, bitch slap him and just see this massive dragon lifted into the air like a toy from Acnologia hitting him. I'm hoping we get something like that. Haja versus Zero. I'd probably go with Zero just because he's, like, Haja has definitely, like, he has a larger general arsenal, but Brain with He's got definitely Zero has way better physical strength, but also Genesis Zero is just a good axe, man. You have a darkness, spatial / darkness magic that like overtakes you, pulls you into a different dimension, and then numbs your mind until you just stop thinking. And it like fucks with your body too. What's up, Dravenob? How are you doing, man? What stronger, Nazis have dragon form of E&D? I would go probably. I'm just guessing with the versions we saw. The one we saw in Alvarez, I would say the Alvarez one is weaker than the dragon form that we saw, or at least equal to it, just because that form was only a fraction of it. But it wouldn't surprise me if it is again somewhere equal, because Animus was a different kind of case after absorbing all of this power, but it's... I really wish we had a comparison of like another character to kind of set him out, or something in there that would kind of like allude into the form having some form of big gap for it. But I'd say honestly, actually, they're probably a lot closer than anything. But if I had to guess, if I had to pick it, just being a betting man, I'd probably go with the Dragon Natsu, just because like that one mauled Animus, and that was Animus after he absorbed Dragon Cry. He ate something that would have wiped out the entire continent. Like, I would guess that you have way more potency with this Aetherius one, but I don't think he just has as much of a display of for that version of Aetherius, whereas I think the version we saw, Aetherius wrapped in Dragon Force against Mercephobia is definitely his strongest form to date. Let me see. I'm just scrolling down. I just see a lot of power level stuff that I've already answered. Let me see. Gremmy versus Acnologia. Acnologia eats him. Zeref versus Deldris. Zeref destroys him. Like you put Zeref in Seven Deadly Sins, and that entire verse is kneeling to him. They are going to realize that this is not somebody that they can deal with, and they're going to accept his rule and just decide to become part of Alvarez. Or the chapter recent, and Wendy was the one who said it was serious, which wasn't really a count to. Wait, which part? I don't know. You guys are really. I don't know what you guys are talking about specifically. You're literally misinterpreting. Oh, this isn't me. What are you guys talking about? Oh, and then there's that nice super chat from Kenmano. I gotta scroll up. Okay. Let's see. Larcade. Yeah, Larcade does scale way higher than the Meliodas. Way higher. Meliodas at max is like country level. And he's the only person above him in the verbs is Arthur with like control over the chaos, but like it's not really a matter. And I'm just the music as I'm like scrolling down. There's so many comments, but it's all like power level stuff. I feel like I answered a long time ago. And Kimano's always going crazy with the super chats, man. Let's see. I want to see Shiki's overdrive form progress. I don't think it's done. I feel like this is just like the first stage of it. Given that Draken Joe his covered like his whole body. Oh, I want to see. Actually, you know what? I never even thought of is I wonder what overdrive looks like with Ziggy, considering he's a machine. I did look at the spoilers though. I looked at like the really rough like quality scans for the next chapter. I'm excited for the Season 0 chapter. Alderaan and Selene. I mean, right now I would guess Selene just because I feel like Selene has I feel like Selene has a much larger arsenal than Alderaan, and she seems way smarter than him too. My guess when it comes to the Dragon Gods is it's like a rock, paper, scissors thing where, each of them might counter one or the other, but there's one or two of them that counter them, is my guess. Damn, Gene, you're gonna donate to Quan. Quan has sworn off the Molly life. He's not a crazy ass anymore. He's Quan wholesome now. He's not Quan criminal. At least that's what he told me. But he had a gun that time, so I don't know if he's gonna come after me for revealing these secrets. Shiki versus All Might. I was gonna say All Might should skill hard, but Shiki has gravity axe is the thing. I'll probably just go All Might for now, but I feel like Shiki will be above him in like a good arc or so. It wouldn't surprise me within the. Hang on. I had a bad cough there. Oh, I know that somebody's gonna bring up the planet thing for Shiki. The thing about Ziggy's thing, we really need. Is we have to find out the size of the planets for the Eden Zero ones that are affected, because the Eden Zero planets legitimately have varied in size so much you can't just see one of them and say it's as big as Earth. They've varied very heavily in how big they are, and it's rough just because it's annoying to kind of like, you know, you have that opportunity to like jump right to like the idea of planetary feats, but I'd be a hypocrite if I skipped over the process of finding out the sizes for, you know, land masses destroyed when we've seen, like, very small planets in Eden Zero. So, like, it wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think Grand Bell is that big. I really don't think Grand Bell is that big. Grand Bell seemed like a really small planet. It only had one place on it, and it was, like, you know, an amusement park. I'm hoping we get like a data book where like Mishima mentions like the comparison size of them or gives them like square miles or something. Yeah, Alderaan is huge, Gene. He's freaking massive. He's the only dragon that scales higher than the others. I feel like that's the thing. Like I feel with Ignia, I feel like Ignia has a higher potency, but I don't think he's got like I don't know if he's got something like, you know, the God Seeds or having more hacks, what I would imagine of what Selene has. Thoughts on the robot that confronted Shiki? I'm very curious to know where Mishima is taking this, because this is a very weird plot line to bring up out of nowhere. Where's it at 50%? I mean, the one that he went serious though after that point. After the point where Natsu was forced to eat Igneous Flames, he was serious after that. Like, you see the difference when he was doing that roar. Look at his roar beforehand. It was literally just open mouth roar versus, like, you see this massive body of water trailing up, ready to just burst out. You can go back and look. I can give you the officials, man. He got serious once Natsu got that form. What do you think of a Lucy training arc in Her Quest? I would love that. I really like that Lucy's getting some upgrades. So here's the thing. This is actually really important. Here's the thing there, Lovely Leech. It's a good point. Something to note on. So the Celestial Spirit King doesn't have a key. We know this from Tartarus. We know that the way to summon the Celestial Spirit King is breaking a key. But Lucy, with the level that she's gotten at Elentier, and I'm guessing it'd be really weird to not let them keep these power-ups, like these, you know, I would assume once they get back to to Earthland, they'll just be like, their bodies will be so used to it, they'll understand how to use these powers more, and they'll have grown so much that they can just do it in Earthland. But if Lucy can do this without the keys, will she be able to summon the Celestial Spirit King is the question. That's it. Maybe, like, instead of breaking the keys, if it's, like, it has to be some form of trade, it's like, oh, I can't, if I summon him, I can't summon this spirit for X amount of time. Or maybe it's like it takes all of her magic or something. But if she doesn't require the keys, then she might be able to summon the Celestial Spirit King by the end of this. And then we get the Celestial Spirit Queen dressed for Lucy. Oh, what's the future, Laxus? Guildmaster, 100%. Let's see. I do like Levy. Levy is good. Quan is a appreciator of Levy. Levy is like Fragile, or she is a secret class waifu. She's a secret rare. Will Natsu learn spiritual arts? I assume all of them are going to learn something from this. I don't know. It's very weird just because, like, the idea of, like, Natsu learning, like, an entirely new branch of ability, but I'd be okay with it. Well, I just be like, what exactly is it going to be that he learns? I'm kind of hoping whatever their spiritual arts, instead of it just being like Natsu learns a new fire, it'd be like Natsu learns like some way to like use spiritual arts to heal himself or something. Have I read Soul Leveling? I've read some of it. I haven't gotten very far in it. Levi is underrated, 100%. Yes, did Ferris didn't take magic from hers, just controlled it. Yeah, so when she took control though, she was able to make it so either she could shut it, like lower it way down, or put it at max at any point she wanted. On the realism of the waifus don't matter. We appreciate all waifus, regardless of their, if they have some absurd proportions compared to real life. Where does Attack on Titan rank in terms of power and modern shonen? I don't think Attack on Titan gets very high because they don't have that high of speed feats. They don't have much for hacks, and they don't. The Colossal Titan is like their only big numbers thing because you have that steam nuke and then obviously raw physical force. What's happening? 10 commandments for Acnologia. Acnologia is yawning and killing these guys. Quan. That's not like they are not even putting up a fight against Spriggan. Spriggan are demolishing the 10 commandments. Acnologia can no-diff them in base casually. That's not even close. I just see Guild Zero and Jason going at it in the chat. Yeah, Acnologia is so much bigger of a threat, Quan. Let's see. Ain't there a fairy tale character that can make you orgasm if you're lost for change? Yes, it's so Larcade. Larcade's magic, it stems in the three aspects that humans have to follow, and that is pleasure, hunger, and sleep. So he can make your body just pretty much go into like this weird nova of pleasure where you'll have like a soul climax to where when you reach that pinnacle, your soul will just leave your body and you die. And then he's got one that will make you just become so hungry and delusional that you'll try and eat people around you. And then he's got Rest in Peace, which will slowly make it's like Dorothy's what Dorothy does in Glam World. You'll slowly get to hers is a much slower state because hers is like an extra effect where his is like his main big spell. He'll put it on you and then you'll probably from what Sting showed, it's probably like a couple seconds, or maybe like a minute or so, and then if you fall asleep, you're done. You're not getting back up. Can Makarov and Laxus combined outdrink Kana? No, absolutely not. So there's a scene right after Urza does the Pandemonium event. I think it's chapter 285 MPF where there's the notification on there. There's the scene for when they're getting ready to do the magical power finder thing, and Kana mentions that she just had a couple drinks. If you look behind her, because Novali's there, and he's like freaking out because he sees what Kana would call like a smaller amount of alcohol. Because she says, you have Hibiki trying to hit on her, and she's like, I'm free, but I'm afraid that I won't be able to drink any more than one barrel. And you see like next Hibiki, and then like Novali is like freaking out because there's like, I think last time I counted, there's like 16 barrels of alcohol there, and those are barrels. That is a physical amount of volume of alcohol that her body should not be able to. Not just the alcohol content, but like the amount of liquid that is in her body somehow is ridiculous. Let's see. I remember that episode was fucking hilarious. I didn't know Rogue was clapping cheeks. Rogue is wait, what? Well, Rogue is definitely hooking up with Minerva. I mean, Mishima has made that pair very obvious. It's Sting and Yukino, and then Minerva and Rogue. Then commits negative energy or negative emotions every time he attracts Grim and Heartless like moss to a literal flame in this case. Be careful, man. That would suck though. Could you imagine being like one of those big negative guys in the Ruby world, and you just have to deal with these monsters all the time? Do you think Rebecca will ever have a reasonable offensive power other than her abilities? I'm kind of hoping she doesn't. I really like the idea of her power being more of an enhancement to how, you know, she's got like the guns and fighting and whatnot. I think that what would be cooler for hers is, instead of getting a new ability of her ether gear for fighting, is that she just gets better weapons. I think that'd be cooler, and it would keep the consistency of it being like a sci-fi tech-based series overall for Rebecca. And plus legitimately, Rebecca's ether gear is already so good. It's such at an early stage, but I mean, like, she's got her super speed. It's not like she's just running fast. She's doing time manipulation, and she has a degree of you know, being able to go backwards in time. Like, she's good. She's got hacks. Let's see. Natsu beating a dragon god at less than 50% of one of his more powerful forms. No, not yet. Not yet. Natsu's not there yet. Yeah, and I see these guys just going at it. They're still arguing. Rax, do you think Dante will beat Jack and Noct? Yeah, I mean, yeah. I am assuming that these first chapters, you know, similar to what we've seen, it's just we're getting the growth and the progress for all of the Clover and their allies, and then when you know, they're done getting their time to shine, the spade is gonna go off. The spade is gonna pop off, and they're gonna be ready to go crazy. Oh, thank you for the, oh, I already did read the super chat, though, but yeah, Makarov and Laxus can't take Kana with Drenkov, absolutely not. I gotta scroll up, I know, what's up, Fuzzy, how's it doing? How's it doing? How's it going, dude? Sometimes I catch myself saying weird things. I'm scrolling up, because I know where I was, and I remember I hadn't got to the point where Quan said he was wholesome. Post criminal act Quan. He's gotten his life together, he's a good band now. Let's see. Wendy digs into All Might's cheeks. Wendy destroys All Might. Absolutely. So does he technically get it? Wait, let me see. Let me scroll up. But doesn't Ziggy use ether like the Shining Stars? Yeah, I mean, like, the thing though is, but he should have Satan gravity. His is just so weird because he's a machine. I feel like he's gotta have an overdrive though, because of the fact that if he's got Satan gravity, he has to have it. He's such a weird wrench into things just from the fact he's a machine, because it automatically makes it so we can't use a lot of like baseline ideas of just kind of like going at him, like I said, and just trying to get the description of like, oh well, what do you think his backstory is? It can't be how he grew up. The dude was a robot. Like, even if it was somebody who grew up and had a bad life and somehow had his brain put into the robot, that's still the robot at the end of it. Shiki versus All Might. Oh, I still think All Might should be fine for right now, but I feel like Shiki's gonna overpower him not too long from now. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna scroll through here because some of these. Wait, what anime or mangas have you seen that would like to take time to watch? Well, right now I'm watching Gintama. So I've got that. Is there anything off the top of my head that I haven't watched that what is it? Seraph of the End? I gotta get to that at some point. Those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head. Yeah, I'm gonna scroll down. I've got this wall of text that these guys argue. Quan saying he's always wholesome. I mean, that's what he wants me to think. Alright, call for my maybe. That might be the indicator. I think Zeref and August knew the spirit arcs like Irene. August, the thing is, like, Zeref, I don't think so, because August seems way more for magic, and Zeref is just into those kind of, like, black magics and forbidden arts and whatnot, and making his own magics. It wouldn't surprise me if you knew, but the thing about Zeref especially is that he was a genius at magic, specifically. Shining Stars is Ether now, so I was assuming Ziggy's Ether now. Yeah, I know, he's weird, but I mean, like, the fact that he should have the Satan gravity, I feel like he should have Ether gear. I don't know, again, he's weird. He's such a weird dude. The Earth is not the average size scaling for planet, which is bigger than the average planet. Yeah, but the thing is, we use Earth as like the bar when we say like planet level. That's at least what people generally use. If you have a series and you have like a size of a planet and you don't know how big the planet is, people usually just assume it's the size of Earth. Lucy broke the contract. I mean, yeah, but we don't know how much different it's going to be now that how much more powerful Lucy is. We hadn't even heard of like the level that Lucy's at now. She doesn't even have to have her keys on her. And she doesn't even have to, like, now they all can summon themselves, but the fact that it doesn't have to have the keys on her is ridiculous. Let's see, read Blue Lock. Is that the one about soccer? Do you think we'll see Ian Dean really help? So here, the thing is, that form we saw against Smurfsphobia is absolutely involved as Aetherius. Absolutely. There's no way it doesn't. There's too many similarities between design and the way that Natsu spoke and acted to his Aetherius form. That's why I call it EDF, Aetherius Dragon Force. It's a mixture of his Dragon Force and his Aetherius powers. It's obvious. And then boom, 1 minute away from Zeref, army kilometers. I mean, he's busted. Wait, what? Let me see. Diamond effect, Kune hacks, it freezes you if you have a power source. I mean, yeah, but she just has ice hacks in general. I mean, what do you mean? Aaron claps most of my hero. That is factual, Quan. I mean, to be fair, most of my heroes' powers are ass. Could you imagine the idea of, like, trying to... Here's the thing. If you were a character, right, and you were like, I'm gonna solo this first. You go against Black Clover, Fairy Tail, you know, One Piece or anything. The general fighters are gonna have, like, One Piece... You might not automatically be against the Devil Fruit user, but you're probably going to be against somebody with good physical strength. Probably is going to have a weapon, might have some form of other power, like, what is it? Oh my god, what were they called that the CP9 had? Oh my god. Rokushiki or whatever? If you had something like that, or, you know, Black Clover, you're going to run into somebody with some form of, even elemental magic, if you just wanted to go low tier on it, or whatever you run into for Fairy Tail. The low tiers for them are just kind of like people with unimpressive magic. Low tier quirk users is like a dude who's got a mushroom for an arm or something fucking stupid. Sorry to like my hero, but some of my heroes' quirks are just dumb. And you know, I get that some of them are made to be kind of funny and silly just to look at, but those are some of the. Could you imagine if you were in that universe and your power is like you had the power of like There's that one you always see of, like, some guy who has no head, and it just looks like his head is just, like, a knob. Or you're that dude, even though he's got a cool power, the dude who's got, like, the inkwell for a head. That would suck. I know, I'm gonna scroll down. Let's see, Jake asking real questions here. I mean, they can't take Kana and drink off. I think we'll see Brennish in action at full power. I mean, we saw what her full power is like through Gajo. Zeno told Shiki that his heart hasn't reached the abyss yet, so I imagine... So I'm wondering if, because of that, it has to do with, like, the concept of where the gravity in Satan... Because it's called Satan gravity. And apparently, you know, this whole abyss is involved. So I'm wondering if what Mishima's doing with... is Shiki has to kind of, like, delve deeper into a darker emotions in order to get stronger with his Satan gravity. Favorite character in Fairy Tail? My favorites are like Natsu, Zeref, Margir, like if I had to pick 3. Let's see. What do you think Fairy Tail could have done to make Fairy Tail more popular? Have a better anime. Have a better anime, man. Not have censorship, not have like blood censored most of the time. Have better animation. Have more merchandise. Fact that there's like 5 until recently it was like the same like 2 or 3 figures I'd see at like cons and stuff to buy. I'm buying that new Zeref 100%. I want that new Zeref figure. I was thinking about getting that, and then I don't know anybody else who saw there's this item you put it behind figures and it spins and it does like visual effects. And I was thinking about getting, like, if I got that Zeref one, because it's not, like, a crazy one. It doesn't have, like, resin and, like, a stand on it that does, like, all these cool effects. If I can get that and then have a visual effect behind it, that'd be pretty sick. I'd love to see Lucy versus Brandish fight. Later, actually, that'd be pretty cool. Like some them sparring, and then Brandish maybe mentioning that Lucy has just gotten outright way more powerful. Arsenal Mark 2. I think we're gonna get an upgraded Arsenal suit after this fight. I'm pretty sure. After this arc, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get an upgraded Arsenal suit. Just because I believe that Hermit and Wise are going to be a lot closer after this chapter, and I think it gives them the opportunity for her to help upgrade his suit. It's going to be really weird if Mishima does in fact do Hermit and Wise, just because like I thought it was going to be Hermit. I thought it was going to be Wise and Homura, but I guess not. So it makes me wonder what Mishima's plans are for Homura. Rebecca needs an upgrade. Yeah, she does need a weapon upgrade. But the thing is, though, I think it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna new gun until after the happy robot is destroyed. Because remember the dream sequence she had in before the Drac and Joe stuff when she mentioned about Happy and he's like, why are you worrying about it like a broken machine or like a dead cat or whatever? So it makes me really curious as like whether or not Mishima is going to. Like when he's gonna get rid of like the Happy Bot. Is that ever gonna be sometime soon? Is he gonna stick with that? And otherwise, like if he upgrades the guns, will that alter the Happy Bot form? As the Happy Bot, that's like the one thing I wish Mishima didn't do when it came to Eden Zero, because like I get why he did all the other ones, but it was just the fact he named him Happy. He could have just made him a different color too. I feel like that was like that to me is the easiest ammo for like the people that like would want to say it's like a ripoff. Like, he just copied the characters. It's like, no, but I think he wanted to have this in there because his Pino is the mascot, but it felt weird that the mascot wouldn't come in for multiple chapters, so he decided to put Happy Bot in there. But Happy Bot is kind of like what Plu was in Fairy Tail, where Plu is the mascot of Rave Master, but he's also in Fairy Tail, but he wasn't that significant in Fairy Tail. But Happy Bot isn't that significant in Eden Zero, and it's just like, it's an argument that's way easier. It's way more annoying to kind of get into rather than like Elsie and Justice, where it's like, oh, yeah, he has Justice. Like the people that I marked are reoccurring in his series all the way back to his original one shot. But why even include the Happy Bot? Because Elsie can kind of loop that in there, integrate this character in with this character that seems to always kind of like have an alternate version of himself in a different universe. But the Happy Bot, I feel like the Happy Bot was the choice he shouldn't have done. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's more of just like people. It's more of like just to avoid people being annoying online that don't read it and be like, oh, the plot line and the characters are very different, huh? Who would have guessed that characters, even if they look similar, can be very different? Weird. Actually, I already read this one. Yeah, Rebecca does need an upgraded to her guns. I definitely agree on that. You could have two Fairy Tail characters go out in an episode. Which two would you pick? I mean, I guess I could just go with my safest ship that hasn't really been concreted. I mean, I want Laxus and Kyria. I'd like that ship. The only other ship I would rather have with Laxus is it's in the City Hero spinoff where like the guild is like a police department. Laxus is like their ace cop, and he gets put in charge of, like, he ends up taking care of Hisui, who's like the princess who comes to town, and Hisui ends up developing a thing for Laxus. And it's so weird to see like this character that never interacted with Laxus in a spin-off have a thing for him. And it's like Laxus, that puts Laxus in an idea of an extra person in his harem where he could become king. But I like the idea. I really like Laxus and Kyria's ship. So that's the one that I'm rooting for Laxus. And if I could push one ship, it's like Natsu and Lucy's gonna happen. It's just like the waiting game. Laxus and Kyria is just like, another girl on Laxus's roster for potential waifus. Around that time, we bashed Gray the whole night. Man, that was dumb. You guys should feel ashamed for that, for the Gray slander. I want to see Homura and Weiss Overdrive. Wise's Overdrive, I want to see way more of, just because his is weird. I feel like his Overdrive, though, it's going to be like, he's going to be like calling machines onto his body. He's going to be able to like almost, it's going to be like, when you see like Iron Man and he's got like the way that the suits will kind of come to him, it'd be like he's almost, not like magnetism, but he can kind of just like almost telepathically like pull machines to him and then just kind of like pull them onto his arm and then, way faster shifting of machines like in real time. Laxus versus Jalal. I still gotta do that video, but essentially, I'll go into my reasoning why, but I do think it's Jalal. Let me go off here. Hiro Mishima had an event sort of thing where they lets his fans write or say what they would like to see in his manga. Yeah, but that would take a long time. That would take a long time. Fairy Tail Happy is probably one of the fastest characters. Fairy Tail Happy is consistently very fast. People miss that all the time. Happy is very fast. He's also very durable, but the Exceed have always demonstrated speed. Jalal the way. Yeah, I think Jalal as well. What do you see from Ultimate Magic? I'm hoping Noelle Ultimate Magic is like a... So, if you've read Zatch Bell, Zatch has a... Or Gash Bell, if you want to get more towards the Japanese, the original. They changed it to Zatch in the dub, and it's ingrained in my brain. But he has a lightning spell, Bowser Kerga, and he has a way to upgrade it. And that's how I imagine, essentially, Noelle's Ultimate Magic will be. It'll be a way bigger, more evolved Sea Dragon's Roar. Or like a Hydra. Like, you know, maybe she shoots it out, and it's like, it just, more heads, way more wrapping, and just like, until they consume their opponent and just keep crashing into them, and maybe creating like a massive maelstrom that just continuously rips them apart with like just a razor water maelstrom torrent kind of thing. Hopes Dante gets new stuff. I'm so torn on the idea of Dante getting that much new stuff, because Dante, when you look at Monica has a couple spells. Xenon has a couple spells. Dante is the Yami of the villains right now in Black Clover, where he just has so many abilities for his side. He got so many spells, and on top of that, he has this massive flexibility with his magic too. So where he can just, like, when he, like, pick up trees, sharpen trees, launch them at him. He can just do that. It doesn't even have to be a spell. It could just be free-range gravity manipulation. Like, it's just good. But he's got so much compared to these other guys. It's like, I don't know how much more he really needs. Though I do want wormholes. Plus he was able to stop. Yeah, he was able to pull him back. Like, the fact he was fast enough to intercept him is already, like, a very good speed feat. Let's see. I already saw that one. Read this one. The Kara arc should be starting in Boruto. I might start watching the anime, but I need to get one that lets me skip over the bad filler. He would Laxus and Kyria. Yeah, I do ship Laxus and Kyria. I like that one. No, I don't want to lose my place. I'm almost caught up. Tonkachi versus Eren. Tonkachi, my boy. Here's the thing. You Quan, like, if after this last chapter, Quan, are you caught up on Build King? I want to say real quick, because it was like the him and a couple chapters went the ways of essentially Dimension Slash, the argument of Dimension Slash Yami over the course of Sea Temple to Sea Temple to now, really, when it comes to Dimension Slash. Top 10 battles, I'd have to do a video on that specifically. I don't want to do that just in the stream. Tonkachi is stronger than Eren. Tonkachi physically is a beast. And I'm just assuming Tonkachi, within the grand scale of Build King, probably isn't that big. Like, it won't surprise me if he's just like, if he's kind of like beginning of series Asta, where he's just like, you know, he's above random guys, his age group, that's it. Okay, so one thing I will say, the argument when it came to Tonkachi, like, early on, is that first 10-meter Vigor Hammer was powerful. Like, I've done the math for it. That one hit, it's like in kilotons. It's like 5 or 6 kilotons, so he's town level. So his raw physical strength from that one hit is the level of a small nuke. And similar to, like, early Yami, like Dimension Slash, we didn't know how many times he could use it. And you remember early Yami, like, you saw the bulging muscles. He was kind of stationary while using it. Versus now, Yami's just, you know, he could just drop them like nothing. So the argument of, like, early, it's like, maybe he can only use it once, versus now he can just kind of drop them consistently. That's where, like, Tonkachi is. And, like, Tonkachi dropping multiple of them on Eren dies. Let's see. Actually, Mission... Oh, where would you rate Mission Yozakura Family so far? And when did you change the story if you could? I do like it. I do think it's genuinely pretty good. I think it has a very strong, I think it does have a pretty strong cast. I'm trying to think if I had to change anything. Let me think. I can't think of anything off the top of my head I'd change. But I feel like if I looked at something, like if I just kind of, if I suddenly reread, like speed read everything up until now, I'd probably find something. I'm just trying to figure out what exactly I would want. I feel like I would just kind of give the main character a cooler power. That's the only thing, because like hardening is cool, and it's going to solve some of his durability, but I feel like maybe just kind of like a regeneration power would have kind of worked at the same time, or a speed-based power, or maybe giving him a different weapon. Actually, I like his weapon. I don't know. Because, like, we're not at a part where we've got... Like, we're just now... where I'm looking at the series, we're just now getting into, like, the bigger plot lines. We're just now starting to get the bigger plot lines. I can't remember what the villain group is called, but they're like the Phantom Lord of Fairy Tail. Like, Fairy Tail up until Phantom Lord feels a bit episodic. Well, not at the Phantom Lord. Once you get to, like, Galuna Island a little bit, it kind of has it, because then you get into, like, Gray's backstory. Up until, like, Galuna Island, definitely, it feels very episodic. But Phantom Lord is, like, where it gets its big arc stride, and that's where I think that Yozakura family is right now. So, like, I think where it's been at in the story is fine. I don't know, like, again, it's weird to think about, because, like, I never really thought about it towards the series, but, like, the series is so early on, I don't think they've done anything that really bothered me. Because the thing that I would change would be, like, something with the older brother, but he's shown signs of development. I don't remember how long ago it was, but it was recently, and I have liked that, because I genuinely really didn't like his character. I thought he was annoying. I got that was the point, but I hated him, because he just came off like a douchebag. Because, like, I can understand the idea of being this scary, threatening guy to his sister, you know, this guy who's got a thing with his sister, you know, a little relationship, but they're married. So, like, after the point of him doing anything kind of mean or threatening to him, I'm like, dude, he's part of your family now already, and he's your brother-in-law. So, like, after that point, like, if any of the times where he would do something kind of sus that could have led to Taiyo's death, I'd be like, he would have ruined his sister's life. She would have been mentally destroyed. I don't know. I don't like him. I mean, generally speaking, before that, even before then, like, very early on, even before they got married, if he successfully killed Taiyo early on, it would have been such a shit move. That's one of the things I didn't like about him, because he wasn't just, like, the big thug older brother that, like, you know, he maybe, like, kind of, like, beat up on the main character or do something to kind of get him out of the house. He put him in multiple scenarios that could have killed him, and I was just like, why? He's not, like, he's not, like, some enemy or anything. He's literally the guy that your sister is in love with, so it's like, if you somehow manage to succeed, she's gonna hate you. And it's not just like, I hate you at an annoying level. It'd be like, you ruined, you literally destroy probably a part of her soul. And I hated him throughout the story until recently. He's getting a little bit better. Theories how Selene is going to further distort Team Natsu, physical, mental. I think separating them. I think really separating them, and then maybe, like, informing them. Like, if she can separate them and make up so they can't get to each other, but she keeps them informed on, like, what's going on. It's like, some of them are struggling. Like, if you had a similar kind of situation as right now, but she just kind of, like, opens up. She, like, maybe puts, like, little visual displays up so that you can see, like, other members of the team struggle. That would probably really piss them off, because she definitely seems like, you know, somebody who would be into that. We're in the sides of Grand Bell. You can see multiple land. I know, but we need to scale it. That's the problem. We don't know how big those land masses are. I'm really hoping that I might start looking into it, because I've been hoping to maybe get some, like, extra volume stuff, or maybe a straight statement. But I'm thinking of just looking into it, because I really want to know. Because I legitimately do not think Grand Bell is planet size. I think it's much smaller. I think it's much smaller than like Earth. Whereas, like, Blue Garden is something that, like, justifiably, just from the way it's designed, you know, you could assume, okay, yeah, it's got all these different places on it, it's got all these societies and cities and whatnot. it being the size of Earth is believable, but like something that just like the whole planet just has one thing on it, one like amusement park, and apparently it's been barren and left alone. And it kind of just makes it seem, it just seems small. It's probably one of those ones that's just kind of like off-put, and it would make sense of probably why Ziggy would go to some like small remote planet. Like I said though, who knows? I don't think it's very big though in comparison. Fairy Tail anime is pretty cool. It is good, but like, there's so many parts where they fumble. There's so many parts where they and it's like the censorship and some of like the blood, some of the parts that they just don't end up conveying some of the scenes as well. They definitely do a good job. There's definitely parts they do really well, but it's not like look at Wano. Look at where Wano's at with One Piece. And Wano's weekly. And it's just like being a One Piece fan for the anime right now probably is great, but like the animation, they've been going overboard, going crazy. But like, imagine if Fairy Tail had a seasonal anime going on right now. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping seasonal 100 Years Quest anime, man. I want it so bad. I can't say this though. The END versus Demon Slayer Gray in the anime was so booty. Yeah, it's just that's one of the things that really bothered me. It's because there's so many parts where they didn't enhance stuff that it's like, why didn't they make the fight longer and better and maybe more flashier in the anime, and they just don't. And stuff like that is bothers me, because the best fights in the anime are ones that they add extra stuff to, or they go out of their way to the hype, but like mega hype up the scene. But then when you get something like that, like Natsu versus Gray, they didn't really do anything to make it bigger. And I don't know. It really bothered me in some of the areas. And that was one of the ones that I was really hyped for, especially because it was ones that was very emphasized in the opening. It's looking back on it. And like, I get that like for the side of END, we haven't seen the last END. Like I said, the one that we saw against Mercephobia is very clearly part of END. But who knows if we're ever going to get that Natsu and Gray battle again, like a serious Natsu and Gray fight. Probably not, unless Celine sets it up. 100 Years Quest anime or another movie? I don't know. Thing is, I don't know how well the last movie did, but like I kind of just want like a solid animation. If they do another movie, I feel like I would want them instead do like 100 Years Quest anime, and then maybe if it, hopefully good seasonal animation, and then if it's able to, boost Fairy Tail's popularity back up, give them another movie. Let me see. Wise and Hermit got more synergy. Yeah, that's the thing though. That is one of the things that makes sense though about their ship. Let me see. Manga version had Gray flying into buildings. The anime beats down the series itself. It's just like some of the parts that they just don't like. Look at Natsu versus Zero. So in the manga, Natsu never gets sucked into Genesis Zero. Natsu burns it before its full effect gets off. We don't even find out canon wise what it actually like. It never gets canonized what it does until we see it used from Midnight in the Starry Sky, because that is canon. But in the manga, Natsu burns it and then is able to destroy his magic and come out. But in the anime, he gets sucked into it. You have the whole part with Igneel and giving Natsu this, Natsu's remembering this moment where Igneel is saying how he needs to always be proud of being a dragon slayer and that his father is always with him. And Natsu's, you have the massive gold flame explosion. Natsu literally bursts out of a different dimension, is burning all this, and then they hype it up the music, and they're able to kind of add this extra emotional tone to it as well. It was so good. And like, when you look at some of the fight scenes, they're able to convey extra aspects to it, whether it's they're just adding an extra couple moments to kind of to craft up the animation or the emotion. But like some of the stuff in later areas, like in Alvarez, unfortunately, I think Alvarez, they were rushing a little bit too in the anime, because some of the parts were doing like 3 chapters per episode. I don't know. Granted, I haven't seen if they've hyped. Granted, I will say I haven't seen if they've touched up on stuff in the Blu-ray, because if they have, that's different. I watched it as it came out, as the weeks it came out. It could be better now. That factually could be true. And I really want to buy the Blu-rays, but I wish I could get the anime Blu-ray or, on disc subbed. I don't want the dub. I don't hate the dub, but obviously if I could pick one or the other, I'm going to pick the sub. I might just, I might just fold at some point maybe and get both, but we'll see. There's still some. Actually, one thing I really quick I want to look up. This because it reminded me because I was like thinking I had like a flash moment of looking up buying those on eBay, but I wanted to just look because one of the things I still don't have. I've been meaning to buy is the special edition of Volume 62 that is the white cover, and I don't know how much it is. Last time I checked, it was like $60. It's $48. I might buy this actually right now. I'm probably gonna buy this. I gotta buy it anyway, and then I need to buy pants. Now that I think about it, I gotta go on Amazon. I just randomly in the middle of this, I had to open up some stuff to shop. But let me scroll down. How could have Seven Deadly Sins been more popular? I mean, Seven Deadly Sins was doing fine. The thing that fucked over Seven Deadly Sins in the manga was just kind of the late game fumbles, but also primarily the anime and the fact that last season looked garbage. As long as they don't... It's going to be really funny if they make the next season be really good, and then it's like somebody buys Seven Deadly Sins anime complete series, and then watching, like if you're watching it, you get to that season, you just be like, what the fuck happened? And then you get to like a better season, and you're like, what happened in the last season? Why is it like this? How did this happen? Happy's parents. So Happy, the Exceed, from what I understand, they have met the Exceeds again, but it's like a novel stuff. And it does need to get touched up again. I really want to see Lucky and Merle show up again. I'm expecting it to happen just because with Toka, I feel like Toka, like in her stuff with Happy, eventually will lead back into eventually Happy's parents. It's just my belief. I don't know. You think Homura Shiki, do you ship Homura X Shiki and Wise X Hermit? No, I mean, Homura Shiki is interesting, but I feel like it's obvious that it's Shiki and Rebecca. I don't know, it could be. I mean, that's a weird one. And maybe he gets Rebecca and Homura. I'd be okay with that. I don't think that there should be ships in Eden Zero. Why not? I mean, there's always going to be ships. Mishima's actually really good at making, like, the ships feel very genuine. And actually, like, feeling like they're not just, like, two characters that decide to hook up and fuck. It's more like, hey, they actually have feelings for each other, and you can see it, like, as the story progressed. Let me see. It said Laxus and Curie. Oh, yeah, Laxus and Curie. Oh, my God, I'm so far behind. Okay, I'm not as far behind as I thought. Oh, my God. Gray is not to his rival. He deserves respect. 100%. People should be nicer to Gray. Gray gets respect. He's just not Fire Dragon King. No, I think Gray can compete with Fire Dragon King Mode Natsu. It's Dragon Force Natsu that I don't think he can contend with. But I think if you put him against Fire Dragon King Mode Natsu, I think he will be, maybe not like winning is questionable, but I think he would be able to keep up with him and he'd be able to contend with him. I don't know if he'd win, but I don't think that it'd be like Natsu bodies him. I don't think that makes any narrative sense. Like Dragon Force, sure, but then at that point, like, what if Gray uses Lost Aspect? Lost Aspect is still a thing. Godzilla should have been his #1 rival. I like where Godzilla's at, though. Like, it would have been cooler to see more Godzilla, but I do really like Godzilla's own dynamic. Yeah, Godzilla did kind of replace Elfman. Let's see more info on the Exceeds. I hope so. Rebecca's not trash. Absolutely not. How do you think Gray will defeat Skolnion? Probably whatever his spiritual art will be. Again, like, I really want to get to this, whatever their power-ups are going to be soon, because they definitely are going to get some. I mean, like, the obvious power upgrade is present. It's just like, what are we going to get when we get to that point? I feel like everybody's gotten power-ups except Gray. Yeah, Gray's
so far 100 Years Quest has been way more character driven kind of improvements, but I think he's going to get his upgrade in Palantir. I feel like everybody will. So it'll be good. I mean, Natsu's upgrade was more in a temporary power-up, but it was more in like the level that he holds and then kind of like the area that he's going in the future for strength. Ruby's voice actor the same as Shinobu. Oh, is that from Kagura Fritzel? Really? I don't know if that would... I wouldn't suspect Kagura. You think Finral being able to stop Xenon's bones is a sign of his growth? Yeah, he's fast. People sleep on how fast Finral is. Yeah, Quan, catch up on Build King, man. I can't wait for it to get further in. I just need it not to get canceled. I'm hoping it survives. I've seen people talk about it more, and I've seen people do really like the whole. I think people have shown that they do like the whole very classic shonen vibes. So actually, I was gonna say I'm not a compulsive shopper. Sometimes I am, but I do need to get new pants. But I've really wanted to get this special edition volume for Fairy Tail for a while. I am gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it right now. This guy's only selling. It's like $40 with like $20 shipping. I mean, it's. I'm gonna do it because I want it. I've been waiting to get it for so long. Let me see. I'll finalize my shipment after this. I'll finalize my shipment after the stream. I'm trying to catch up. Yeah, man, Quan, put it on the timeline when you read Build King. I wish more people did that. I do really like it when people do read-throughs on the timeline. I really enjoy seeing people's thoughts, but while also seeing the panels as well. Because the thing about it also does is, when I can retweet it and comment on it, then I can also, then I can help move the agenda. Man, Juan, have you seen the visuals for the next Black Clover chapter? Like, see what Charmy, like, how Charmy looks? Like, it looks nice, but she looks... They made her her fat state funnier, and they made her, the adult Charmy, or, like, just the half-dwarf Charmy look way more kind of, like, pretty. They've made her look way more pristine, but, like, I don't know, the chubbier Charmy, they've made her look more cartoony, and I kind of like that. It looks funnier. I do like Charmy. Who was it that said Charmy needs a... I can't remember. Was it Sinbad? You should pay for that one. Monster. What do you think of Andy from Undead Unluck? Final power upgrade will be? I mean, I don't even know what his power upgrade is going to be in general. Like, the only thing we've seen, like, upgrading right now is just higher blood pressurization. Just like when he gets the need. I mean, because, like, he doesn't really need any other powers. It's just, like, he just needs to get further towards, like, Victor. Should have used it against Skullion. He'll get there. Gray got caught off guard and yeah, I mean, yeah, Black Ash was hacks. That's not fair. It's like the same thing. Like, if you get caught in a dangerous hacks, I mean, you get caught in a dangerous hacks. I mean, that's just how it is. That's like, somebody against Julius. Somebody gets caught, one of Julius's little time balls. That's it. That sucks, but this is how it is. That's why those guys are hacks, man. Gray did better than Mirror. Gray is much more powerful than Mara Jane. The thing is, Gray was able to match some of Scullion's name techniques. Scullion wasn't even using techniques. He had his arms crossed, and he was just moving around, kicking Mira Jane into the ground. Scullion has so much more power. Or, Gray is way more powerful than Mira Jane. Rax, do you think Noelle has Undine? I know a lot of people don't like that, but I kind of do, but at the same time, I'm fine with if she doesn't. But, like, I feel like if she did, it would have been stated by now, or at least hinted. It's kind of weird, because we saw her Rimar glowing near the end, or, like, near the end of that fight, but it's like, if she gets Undine, it's like, she gonna keep it forever, or, like, how is it exactly gonna work? Actually, something I'd really like, I kind of like the idea, if she can get ultimate magic faster through Undine, and then gives Undine back to Lola when they meet her, and so, like, we can get Undine, like, imagine... Actually, Quan's in here. This would be perfect, because then Quan will be excited for Lola. Imagine this, Quan. Undine jumps over to Noelle. Noelle is able to learn ultimate magic faster because of Undine. Once they get back to
Once she gets to the Spade Kingdom, finds Lolo, brings Lolo to Charlotte. Charlotte is able to make it so she can temporarily neutralize the curse that is on Lolo. Noelle then gives Undine back to Loro, and then we can see Loro unafflicted by her curse. And we can see her unhindered. How about that? I just noticed the evil final boss music back. That's the music to Karazhan, my guy. Let me turn it up a little. That's the music to Karazhan. Oddly enough, the name of one of my cats. That's a bad cat. I don't know where she is right now. Off misbehavior and doing something. Mora's waifu, Hermit is Loli. I mean, yeah, but Hermit for one, Hermit is older than most. I mean, Hermit is older than Shiki, but she's also a robot. I mean, if you go to, I feel bad though if you have a Loli like that old. I mean, all those poor people, they're not gonna want her. It'd be like Mavis. Mavis was 24. She just was really small. And they redeemed Gray a bit when the fight against the fight against Thunder. Oh yeah, Gray was sick against that. I was so bad we got to see, like, when Gray was using just the demon side of his magic, that we got to see, like, a horn or, like, a progressed demon, like, shape. I really want to see, the demon form, like, progress so bad. Not enough. Gray needs another big win. Yes, I agree. Natsu versus Brain was one of the best fights. Natsu beating Zero. Man, that was so good. That's so good. I love that scene. It's so hype. I mean, that GIF is still hyped today. I've watched that scene so many times. Like, he just plants down that foot, and then you see that scream, and then you see Igneel shit behind him, and then when he goes for the punch, you have that close-up of Natsu's face, the widened-out eyes, and then you have the scales around him, and you see the fangs, and then he hits Zero, and then it's like that slow motion, you see the shockwave. Man. That actually made me sad. Like, the animes wasn't as hyped for when they beat Margear, because, like, the music wasn't as intense. Like, Natsu's voice actor wasn't as loud. He didn't have as much aggressive energy. Ah, man. Cobra and Stinger are the coolest looking Dragon Slayers. Well, that's because Sabretooth is secretly a fashion guild, man. Like I said, leave Sabretooth off screen long enough, they're going to be a different outfit. I can guarantee you, if we see Sabretooth show up again in 100 Years Quest, Sting and Rogue are going to have a different outfit on. It's like, hey, Mishima, I know Sting and Rogue haven't done anything yet in 100 Years Quest, and you started them out with a new design. So how about just letting them use this design? And then they're going to be like, I'm going to give them something new. Something about Sabretooth, man. Practice putting the 100 to good use. I actually didn't even think about that. I mean, I guess it is true. Thank you, Kenmano. Well, I have to get pants, because, like, I only had like a handful of pairs of pants just because I was like, I didn't need that many, and I just washed them when they're dirty. But like some of the ones I have are starting to get holes in them. And I bought a sewing kit so I can sew up the holes, but I don't know where it is, and they still fit me. So until I find it, I'm just gonna kind of retire. I got like 2 pairs of pants with some nasty holes in them. I'm gonna retire, but like after that, I'm just gonna sew them up, because then they're just pants I wear for work. Actually, I have some pants that, like, I've been wearing jeans because I can dress way more casually at my work, but I have some nicer pants I might just wear instead, to be perfectly honest. But I'll be like, that'll save me money, though, is the thing. Because I was going to buy some pants. I have to scheme this. I need to go see how many nicer pairs of pants I have, because if I can wear those... Sometimes I do become a compulsive shopper, though. That is true. Oh my god, dang it, Quan. Okay. I read Quan's comment, and then I was like, man, I'm hoping I'm almost caught up. Because I was planning to go until around 6 o'clock. Now we're around 6:30 for me. Been going around 2.5 hours, so I'm trying to catch up. And then probably gonna make some dinner. I thought about cooking some rice and maybe having some like chicken or something for tomorrow. Browns are off tonight. It's crazy. Is that sports team? It's like the Browns football team? I don't know enough about sports. Honestly, should have gotten the fight with Mir on screen. Yeah, Suddenly Sins as one of the it had some hair and all the animation. That was painful, man. It really was. What's up, Avalak? How's it going, man? Shiki X clean for the culture. That's a what? What?
That's weird. That's like saying... That's like trying to ship Jin and Witch. It's like, what? Why? Oh, I just saw Josuke's post on Twitter. So it's the game going on right now. I don't really watch sports. I mostly just watch people that I know watch sports have their reactions and talk shit on Twitter. Whoa, 28. Oh, they're in the half, 28-0. What? Jeez. That's I don't even know sports. I know that's rough. Compete but not beat. Well, I mean, yeah, but keeping up with Fire Dragon King Monatsu is still well into Spriggan tier. Gray is not fodder. People need to stop acting like that. And it's arguable. Like, if Gray could match Fire Dragon King Monatsu, I'd believe it, because Fire Dragon King Monatsu isn't peak Natsu. Dragon Force Natsu is his strongest, like, accessible thing he can just do. Sure, probably be able close to Arasion. My guess is Shura will be I'm assuming is one tier below Arasion Seis Galactica. Like the Arasion Seis Galactica and Interstellar, they're kind of like their own tier, kind of like, you know, Wizard Saints and Spriggan are for Fairy Tail. I'm guessing Shura is gonna be one tier lower than that. One tier lower than that is where Shura I can see being. W stream like up. I appreciate it, man. What are we at right now? 29 likes? Yeah, much appreciated. Jin and Witch is a weird ship, though. Why? Why would you do such a weird ship, Quan? You can ship Kurenai with Ziggy, man. I don't know. And Sinbad going after Yuno in the chat again. Man, I'm hungry. That's funny. When I was talking to Faith the other day, we were having a good conversation, but I had to cut it short because it was like 5:30, and I hadn't eaten that day. Like I woke up, I woke up around somewhere like 9 or something. You know, nice lazy Saturday morning. I don't think I got out of bed till like 9:30, 9:40. I was just kind of like checking all messages on my phone, seeing what's going on. And then I took a shower and I kind of just got on my computer and then tried to start doing stuff on videos, try to kind of like just figure out what I was doing, and then before I know it, a couple hours pass, getting into the Faith stream, a couple hours pass, getting conversation with them, a couple hours pass, and bam, it's like 5 something and then I hadn't eaten. And so like I had a bowl of clam chowder earlier today, but that's all I've eaten. It's like 6 o'clock. I might go eat something soon. Well, I am gonna eat something soon. I gotta also make food for work tomorrow. I think I'm gonna make just some chicken and rice or something. Actually, I gotta look. I have some. I remembered I have some breading. I might actually fry the chicken up a little bit and then put some like sweet and sour sauce and then make some white rice. Put some garlic salt in that bitch, man. Build King ranks high and shown weekly ratings. It's not gonna. Oh, I don't think it's got an official ranking. I think it's just been. I think it's just I just saw Fades' post, Quan, and I don't know who Ben Roethlisberger is. I don't know much about him, but I do know the guy that they used. That's from 8 Crazy Nights or whatever. Was that Whitey? And then just that clip made me laugh. But I don't think I think it's still in that new category, but the thing is, like, even if it's lower ranked, like, Phantom Sphere wasn't doing it too well in the rankings, but it sold really well in its first week, in its first volume, from what I understand. I don't think the rankings have come out for the next chapters. I mean, I'm hoping Build King is there. I really want to see what Build King Volume 1 looks like. I really do. Actually, Toriko, I guess Toriko Volume 1. I had the first few Toriko volumes. It's just Toriko's face on it, but he's looking pretty thuggish. I'm hoping Build King looks pretty nice. Maybe it's like Hammer Island, and he's got the old Vigor Hammer out, ready to do some work. Sinbad's hating on Noel, man. Or he's hating on Yuno. I mean, the Yuno slant. It's always weird to me. Like, I don't understand why, within the Black Clover fandom, why Yuno fans and Noel fans, like, specifically, like, have, like a grudge against each other. It's really weird. That's, like, for me, like, for Fairy Tail, it would be, like, Gray fans and Lucy fans disliking, like, having a beef. But it's, like, it's so consistent with, like, Noel and Yuno fans are always trying to go at each other. I don't know why. Being Acnologia died, I think he did, but like the fact he became like he absorbed part of time. I'm wondering if he's even really dead. Like it wouldn't surprise me if he's not really dead, or if there's some way to bring him back. But I mean, as far as we know right now, he's dead. Rack's gonna get a paycheck for all this Build King advertising. I just want Build King to do well, man. I like it. I think the premise is cool. I like the main character a lot. I think he's very funny, but also I really like that he's got this kind of very pure soul, like Tonkatsu is this very kind of pure soul, like vibe to him, but he's also like, he can be unintentionally like a jerk, but when he does it, he's not doing it to be mean. It's just like he just says something. Like when he's talking to, when he met the King Bat, when he met Court's dad, and he's like, hey, you know you got a really big head. And I was just like, why did you tell him that? I mean, I'm sure he knows. You don't gotta comment on it. But it was funny. Let's see. I want to see a new Charmy spell. What would be like a good new Charmy spell? Actually, I think a good new Charmy spell would just be like one mega punch instead of just lots of combo. Like, could you imagine? I just want to see. I want to see Charmy just like hit somebody, and then it's just like you see the impact on them, and then like you see like one of those moments where it's like behind them, the shock wave is just rattled, like torn apart, like, you know, this cliff side, and it's just blown up this whole area. Yeah, Sinbum's hate against Charmy is unprecedented. I do not agree with this Charmy hate at all. I don't get why anybody can hate Charmy. One of my cats just walked by very quietly. Oh, hi, Gandora. Yeah, come here. Hi, kitty. What are you doing? I don't know if I can get her to meow. She doesn't meow that much. She's my least meowing cat. She has like the very most soft, high-pitched meow. And then my other cat, my male cat, he starts going. He'll meow for a good minute or so. And then my small cat doesn't. She'll meow, but for some reason she just makes sounds mostly. She like, it's like she's meowing, but she doesn't open her mouth. She's really weird. But Gandora's here to visit. Hi, Gandora. Let's see. I'm almost caught up. I'm so excited. Man, it's been a while since like a good Rax keeping up with the chat stream has happened. Luckily, this one though hasn't been that bad. Earlier, so Josuke, when he said earlier that I was behind, I was like a half hour behind. I've been in streams where I'm like 2 hours behind because I go on rants all the time and I don't realize the fact, like by the end of it, it's like, oh, I just ranted for 15 minutes. And then I go through, like, get like 3 or 4 comments, and then, you know, I ended up doing it again. It's unfortunate. I'm like, this Laura Pacheco's problem is she's afraid of Vonica. Yeah, but if she has, like, imagine if she has Charlotte and Noelle with her too. She's not gonna be scared at that point. She'll have some friends at her side. She'll have, you know, reasoning to know that she's got her back covered, and she's got to help them too. I think the fact that I think that Laura will become way more confident through these other characters, like through Noelle and through Mimosa and all the Clover people in general. But I think Noelle in general is going to be a really good catalyst for that. Let's see. How's Vonica with stand no chance? I mean, Vonica, I don't know about no chance, but that's to me like how I can see Vonica losing. Like the team that beats Vonica. If you have Charlotte, Loro, actually Nozel, I feel like should be there too, just because he has stakes. He has a reason to well, yeah, because I was gonna say Megikyo, but it's like Vonica was the one that fought Aesir, so I think he needs to be there as well. Because Sol and Nibra are like, if they showed up and joined in, I'd be like, oh cool, but it's just like they're barely relevant, so I wouldn't really care if they didn't. They're very lucky to get lines, to be perfectly honest. Let's see. Lola will be top 5 strongest characters when she gets uncursed. And people are sleeping on her. I mean, she's not a fight. She's like an absurd support. But she's just so powerful in terms of her raw mana amount. And then obviously Undine, she's just dangerous. But I don't know about top 5. I can definitely see her like top 7. Laura over Marilyn. No. Stop. You put... I just saw that, Gene. No, you can't time them out. You try to put that water sphere on Mereoleona, that shit is gonna evaporate. It's gonna bubble up. That's like you just dropped like if you've seen those videos where some dude like heats up a metal ball until it's like cherry red hot and drops it in some form of body of water, and you just see it immediately start steaming and boiling. That's what you're doing right there. In fact, I'm gonna make that GIF in a second. Hot metal in water GIF. I'm gonna post that. No one steal that from me. Actually, I shouldn't have said that. Somebody's gonna steal it from me. I was like, why did I even say that? Someone's gonna take the But, let me get caught up. I'm almost caught up. And Sinbad's always getting ready to go at Jean. But Jean, I mean, Sinbad, you kind of ask for it sometimes. But, like, saying Charmy should die is such a... Like, there's no reason for Charmy to die is the thing. It's not like if Loro died, I wouldn't, like, it would be rough, but I wouldn't be surprised, just because of, obviously, like, the reasons I set up. Kind of like Yami or William. But it'd be like, if Charmy dies, it'd be like, why? Why kill Charmy? It would just be so weird. Because it's just like, Charmy doesn't have a position where, like, dying would do anything other than, I think, being a sad character to kill off. But I don't think that's really the area right now that we would kind of, like, I don't think it's necessary. That's like end series, like Final War type kind of thing. If you want to just kill off a character for sadness, but just kind of like doing it while all these other plot lines are going on, I'd be like, why? I don't know. I think it'd just be kind of strange. Who would win, Laxus or Great Laxus? Laxus, 100%. Like if wait, what is this? I would be disappointed if Rax wears dad pants. What are dad pants? So normally I just wear plain jeans, but I have some like dress pants because the job I had before the one that I'm at now, it was like a IT job at like this, it was pretty much an IT job for a bunch of, for a law firm. And I bought a bunch of dress pants because I was like, I obviously have to dress nice. So I usually wear dress pants and had like a button-up shirt or like a sweater or something. Nice sweater, not like a Christmas sweater. And then the job I'm at now, I can just wear normal clothes. I can just wear normal clothes. But, I mean, I can just wear those pants. I need to look at them, but I still might buy a new pair of pants or two. But, legitimately, for some reason, my mom really likes to buy me clothes. I think she's because she knows... My mom really likes to go clothes shopping, and I hate going clothes shopping. I think it's just... She knows that I won't do it unless forced to. Because, like, otherwise, I don't buy clothes. I occasionally will buy, like, a weeb shirt or something. Like, if I want to buy... I think the only shirt I've bought recently... I usually have at least one shirt. Like, I have, I used to have, like, just a plain Fairy Tail shirt. It was just, like, a black shirt with, like, the red logo on it. And that one eventually got worn down. And then I had, like, this gray one with, like, a red logo on it. And had this cool kind of, like, scale design for it. But that one is kind of, like, overly worn now. And now, I've got about another one. But it's, like, I don't buy clothes that often. But that's kind of, like, the perfect crux for my mom. She really likes to buy clothes. And I think... the counter of her liking to buy clothes and somebody directly adjacent to her that she knows will not buy clothes unless almost forced is just something she knows what to do. Plus, I think she just likes hanging out. But I just don't really like buying clothes, man. Which is weird because I have freaking... I don't know how. I unironically have two walk-in closets. And yet, like, one of them is almost empty. I just kind of have, like, an old chair and then, like, an old bed frame there. I got to clean it out at some point because I do want to use it. But, I just haven't done anything with it. And then eventually I need to. Top 5 strongest guild members. If I had to pick top 5 strongest in the guild, I would say Gildarts, Laxus, Natsu. I think... So those are the top 3. I think Natsu with Dragon Force is the strongest. I think he's above Gildarts in the time period of while Dragon Force is active. But obviously that is a limited period of time while he's got this. But I think outside of that, Gildarts is the strongest currently. Gildarts, Natsu, Laxus... Or sorry, Gildarts, Laxus... Because I think that's the same thing with Laxus. I think if you compared Natsu up until... I think Dragon Force Natsu is above Laxus, but I think prior to that, Laxus is above Natsu. But Gildarts number 1, Laxus number 2, Natsu number 3, Gray number 4, Urza number 5. And Toka's technically in... Well, Toka's not as powerful anymore. I was gonna say Toka technically for a while was the strongest, considering she bodied Laxus and Jalal at the same time, but she doesn't have that power seemingly anymore. Now you're a bit ahead of me. It's like 6:40 for me. I gotta get caught up and then end the stream, but I do want to get caught up. I'm all for Jin and Witch. You shouldn't. That's weird. Quan is a man of culture. Quan's got some weird chips, man. Jinx's sister. I know, but it's just weird ship. Jinx's sister's a better one. No! No! You do not do that to him. Do not put a guy who already gets, like, jokes about, like, being a sister con with a guy named or with a girl named Sister. Please don't. No. Don't do it. I honestly, I feel like I feel kind of like if Homura is, like, out of the current character, if Homura is not being shipped with Wise, I feel like Mishima's gonna ship Homura with Jin. I don't know why. I feel like that's just the route he's gonna go. I could be wrong, but I don't know. Gene Voicerville, Rat to Rax Face. I don't know how many cats I have. I have 3. I did not intend on getting 3. The first cat I didn't even intend on getting. It was a gift from my grandparents because a year prior to that, their dog of like 12 years passed away. But the cat, she's actually sitting literally against my microphone right now. Like her head is under the microphone stand. But she had too much energy for them, and they were gonna try and find a new home for her. So I just decided to take her. Plus, I paid for her, so I'm like, if anybody's gonna get that cat besides them, it's gonna be me, because it was my gift for them for Christmas. So then I got a second cat because I would come home from work and she'd just be sleeping by the door because she was lonely. So I went and got a second cat, and then I wanted a third pet because I don't know, I really wanted the third pet, and I usually grew up with 3 dogs, but I didn't have the time to take care of a dog, so I just decided to get another cat. And I mentioned this. I've mentioned this a couple times. I've surprisingly been really lucky at getting 3 good cats. Like I don't have any of those. Like I don't have any of those like mean, horrific cats you see like, the trope the old ladies have on shows. My cats are all pretty nice, except Gandora does not like new cats. She does not like other animals. Eventually, she'll be nice after a couple, like 1 to 2 weeks, but she likes people. She hates other cats. She's a bully. Aren't you, Gandora? But, let me see. Oh, hi, Gandora. I don't know if you guys heard her meow. He has a very weird meow. Oh, last one's name is Karazhan. Forestra arc? I think it's been pretty good. It's solid. I'd say it's like a solid 7.5 to like 8. Like, it's because you have to look at it from the length of it, too. Like, it's kind of like, the Forestra arc is kind of like Avatar for Alvarez, or the Sun Village for Tartaros. It's like a prelude into Poseidon Arrow's arc. Because this is just to get that plot line tied to the main cast and to get things moving. If Gray couldn't beat Schooling, I wasn't sure if Mira can do it. Mira can't. Gray can. Gray will be able to in the future. The thing about Mira Jane is, like, her only real hack, she's got, like, the macro, but it's not really, it doesn't only works on fodder. But Gray has solid hacks, and he has, like, Gray can clearly counter it. Like, when it comes to Gray and Scoleon, it's going to come down to potency. Scoleon can turn Gray's ice into ash. Gray can freeze Scoleon's ash. But it's just going to come down to which one is generally more powerful. As both of their hacks have shown, they can affect each other. I'm going to totally steal it now. I mean, I'm okay with it. I completely forgot. I figured out that Veto was the first ever person in Black Clover to use runes. I forgot to look. Was it in the manga too? I forgot to look because I saw that picture and I was wondering like if it was one of those things that the anime adds, but I forgot to look into it. I'll pull up the panel probably right after the stream. I had this picture in the background of Acnologia this whole time, like getting ready to nuke Kaido. No one's even commented on. I just put that because I was like, I don't really know what to put in the background, and I posted this somewhere the other day. So I made this a while back because originally it was a meteor. Some like Fujitora fan made it. And I edited the meteor out and put Acnologia in there. And that's like Kaido's whole crew. I still have this dark triad picture in the background. This has been old sitting in the background from an old, much older stream. It's just been sitting there. But Acnologia is just ready to go off. So your pants fitted slim racks ready to the hole. Are the holes what? I don't even know what that means. The holes for pants. Why? Do you mean? Oh, like the ends?
like at the like the very end of your legs. I don't know. I think mine are just plain. I don't have like. I like when I just go buy pants. Like usually when I go pants, I just go go to the store and I grab ones that like are my size and I just buy them. That's one of the things my mom hates, but because I don't try. If I know my size, I don't try clothes on. Like I'll just get them. If I don't like them, I'll take them back, or I'll donate them to like the Salvation Army or something. Sinbad talking shit to Quan. Hope we get to see Noelle again. Tabata lets us know if Noelle's in den or not. I mean, that'll be a bit. Like, Noelle's had her big moment for the opening. We can wait a little bit before we see more of her. But, I mean, like, we know we're going to get to see more Noelle. But let's get through these other characters who, have 10% of her amount of showings first. Jack especially. I'm hoping Noct, I'm really hoping takes a back seat. I want Noct to have the same level of presence in the Jack chapter, or in the next chapter, as Rill had and what Langris had. Noct has had, think about this, Noct because he showed up, like we got him fully revealed at like the early 60s, like 260s. We have more of his abilities shown than Jack. Jack's been in the series since chapter 1. Jack has 2 spells. He's got his Death Scythe and he's got his Lunatic Slash. Like, and then like Lunatic Slash, that's like Mereoleona's Kaldis Brachium Barrage. It's just a fast combo of the previous one. You think Ferris will join Fairy Tail by the end of it? That's a weird one, just because she's from Elentier, but so I feel like she's gonna stay in Elentier. I'm telling you that gonna take another L against. Oh wait, I'm telling you, gonna take another L against I'm screenshotting that. Screenshotting that, Sinbad. We're gonna talk shit for your small, irrelevant typing mistake. For the next time you say something rude, and it's not gonna be anything, but for some reason it's gonna be slander, you're gonna be so embarrassed. Where is that? Bam! I got it. I mean, yeah, they're I mean, like anybody who doesn't think Xenon is gonna get back up when we decide to focus on the chapter. I'm guessing after the Dante stuff, when we focus back on Xenon, anybody who thinks he's not gonna just get back up is silly. Let's see, I think I'm caught up. I think I'm about caught up. Lizana's so clear of Lucy. I don't know about that, man. I mean, Lizana definitely has a good amount, of nice displays of, her thickness and those short shorts, but over Lucy, I don't know about that, man. Hakune's definitely really weird. Guillotine. Yami versus Mereoleona. I think Mereoleona is still stronger, but that's just me. But the thing though is that Yami has way more moves. I wish we would get more moves, because to me right now the differing factor, I think what would prove Mereoleona versus Yami is just Mereoleona is showing a couple more abilities. Like if she's got her Abyss and she's got the Incarnation of Hellfire, but I feel like she needs just a couple of utility abilities, kind of like what Yami got. Like something like Black Moon is genuinely a really good ability, just because it makes it so he gets in close range. Someone who has like an AOE attack, something like Abyss, should get, even if not fully absorbed, at least partially absorbed, is still good. Even if it's like 30 or 40% reduction, that still gives them a huge opening. Rebuilding 100%, Ryle Ryu. I'm getting ready to end the stream, so I'm happy you showed up and was able to drop that nugget of wisdom. I agree. Mereoleona versus Urza. I mean, Urza goes Flame Empress and then just kind of like swaps, or like just slaps Mereoleona in the dirt. 5 strongest guild members outside of Fairy Tail, not counting Hunter's Quest. See, that. I'd have to think more about that, and I'm getting ready to end the stream. So ask me on Twitter, and I might get to that, Ash Ketchum. I might get to that on Twitter, because that's something I could sit here and kind of like think about it, but I try not to do too many top 5 or 10 or whatever numbers of whatever in streams if I haven't already thought of it before, just because I don't want to spend too much time on them. But obviously, like that before, not the main cast, or what was it he said, outside of strongest guild members outside of Fairy Tail, not counting 100 Years Quest. So I gotta think a little bit extra on that. So if you get me on Twitter, I might be able to get back to you later. Yes, I mean, actually, yeah, you got a good point. Spriggan, Xerath, dragons and whatnot. I mean, if they have to be guild members, they have to be in a guild, but, Devil Union Asta versus Maryland. We don't know enough about Devil Union Asta anymore. What is Dorothy can create a compound level over Glamour World to hold, just her and Vonica, so, a world within her world. That's only 1v1, it's harder to, the idea, though, just Vonica versus Dorothy, I imagine if she pulled her in, if she used Fallen World, or was it Fallen World or Fallen World? I can't remember. If she used that, I feel like just that pulse of that decaying kind of like magic, that curse to magic, it's going to just be bad for Dorothy. I imagine it affects Mana Skin, so it's probably going to make her body way weaker. And on top of that, Dorothy is something, you take a Mana Skin away from her and her like general magic buffs, from just being, a pretty high level character, she goes back to just being a very small girl. I mean, because like she's powerful, but like you take magic away from her, she's like a 5 foot tall like girl. She's tiny. Least favorite fairy tale arc? Not counting like obviously the smaller ones and stuff. I mean, I guess if I had to pick, I'd probably go. I mean, actually, I'll just go Daphne arc if I get a pick. If it includes the anime, I'll go Daphne 100%. Thanks for streaming. I had a lot of fun listening to your insight on certain topics. Yeah, I'm trying to get back to streaming once a week. I usually stream on Saturdays. I'm going to try and stream the same time as today, but it'll be on Saturdays. I try not to stream on Sundays. My plan is Sundays will be the stream days only if something like this, where it's like no Shonen Jump, and if Josuke's not streaming, because Josuke's normal streams are on Sundays. So I don't, like I said, I don't like to impede on other people's time if they already got set up. Like if I was streaming and one of them just decided that fuck it, they wanted to stream, that's one thing. Or if for some reason something happened, I really wanted to stream for whatever reason, that's different. But if it's something like I know they're gonna stream, they've scheduled this, then I'm not gonna try and go out of I'm not gonna do anything that might clash with their stream time. Because like I said, it's either going to be detrimental to me, where some people that normally would show up my stream might be over at his stream and want to stay over there, or some people in his stream might want to come over to my stream and then he's losing people, or vice versa to anybody that has like a set stream time. And I don't want to run into that, even though like it could, I don't know if it would indefinitely lead to drama, but I think it easily could. I saw it happen to other streamers just when they mess with each other's stream schedules. And I don't stream a lot just because, I don't know, I'm not a huge stream guy. That's why I try and usually only stream once a week, but I'm good at streaming from the fact that I'm good at talking. But the thing is something like this, where I started streaming 3 hours ago, and my plan was to go like an hour to maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and now it's been 3 hours. I just kind of lose track of myself all the time. Drac and Joe versus Racer? I mean, probably Drac and Joe, because like it Bloodlusted, obviously. Well, Bloodlusted, Racer could kill him, but in like a legit, like, the way that Racer is, if Racer doesn't take Drac and Joe seriously from the start, Drac and Joe kills him, 100%. Dante versus Drac and Joe? Man, Robin, at me that on Twitter. I actually want to go over this on Twitter, because I want to get sport people involved in that one. Draken versus Zero? Still probably Zero. The thing about Zero is Zero scales pretty high from the fact that he was clashing with Dragon Force Naruto, and then Genesis Zero is just... Genesis Zero is one of those abilities that is just always good. It's an always good hacks. It's a very dangerous move to anybody who gets caught. Vonica versus Urza. Urza 100%. I mean, Urza can just drop Nakagami and cut Vonica down. Just attack Rax at all costs. I'm okay. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I'm gonna jump off here. Oh wait, yeah. I thought another comment popped. Yeah, I'm gonna jump off here. Hope you guys had fun. Good luck with Ultimate Magic over. Luck hasn't shown Ultimate Magic yet. This is hypothetical. I'm gonna jump off here. My plan, like I said, I'm gonna try and get the Makarov video. I don't know if I'll be able to get it done tonight. I think I'm gonna have to have it done. I think I'm gonna have to finish it tomorrow night, because I have to get ready. I gotta get ready for work. I'm trying to be hopefully asleep within the next 2.5 hours, because I gotta leave a little bit early tomorrow for work. So I'm gonna get up obviously a little bit earlier. So I'm gonna try and go to sleep a little bit earlier. But I still need to make dinner, and then I want to probably just kind of like
I don't know, start some laundry or something. Then I might watch a movie. I don't know. Either way, well, no, I'm not gonna watch a movie. I'm not gonna watch a movie if I could have just be watching making the Makarov video instead. I'm gonna definitely gotta prioritize that over films. But yeah, I'll definitely have it on Tuesday for sure, because if I'm not working Tuesday, then I will be up for sure Monday night doing it. Like I will legit at some point if I have to, like if it's the same issue as Friday, I will take a nap so I can wake up and do it. Otherwise, it would be like I would wake up very early Tuesday morning and then just jump on it, which is also a possibility as well. Other than that, though, thanks everyone for showing up. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I was just closing out the stream. But Josuke popped in a couple times, but all right, I'm just closing up. I'm just kind of giving my last moments, and then probably gonna go make dinner. Luckily I remembered to pull some chicken out of my freezer, so it'll de-thaw out. But yeah, other than that though, thanks everyone for showing up. Oh, well, you know what? This is perfect. Before I go, I can give the shout out. I always forget. I feel bad. Just subscribe to other people within that same circle of like any Twitter I was talking about. Check out Josuke. He's right there. His Black Clover versus Every podcast. I'm on there. Usually once or twice a week. He's got some streams that are pretty fun. Check out Quancredible, check out RTL Faith, J Cloud, especially Josuke. We gotta get Josuke back to 1,000. He got to 1,000 last year, but then his channel got screwed over a bunch of copyright junk, and so we're trying to get him back to 1,000 and get him remonetized so he can make some money off of his channel as well. And then like RTL Faith, go check out his channel, check out J Cloud, check out Broku, check out Quan, like I said, and check him out on Twitter as well. Also, follow Gene on Twitter for hot takes. Anyway, other than that though, thanks everyone for showing up. I'll talk to you guys later. I will be on Twitter, so any questions you guys have you want to drop after this stream, like anybody who had like some form of question I didn't answer, like any of those top 10s or whatever, if you have me on Twitter, I'll try and get to it. But I definitely don't want to. I gotta get off here. I'm hungry. What's my Twitter? It's the same as my YouTube handle. It's just no space. It's just Rax the Hero, at Rax the Hero, no space. But yeah, other than that though, thank you very much. Actually, I think there's a link in. Is there a link in my description? No, it's just Streamlabs. Never mind. Yeah, it should be on my channel. Otherwise than that, I'll just actually post it. One second. Here, I'll post it in the chat before I end it. So if you wanna play there. So yeah. Other than that though, I saw it like the highlighted, but it's just because it's my name in the stream. And I was like, I hope it's not a broken link. But anyway, other than that, like I said, I'm trying to end this for like a couple minutes. Yeah, go check those guys out. There's probably gonna be some funny stuff. Like one of the things, there's probably gonna be like I don't know exactly who is on what side for these sports teams, but just knowing these guys, they're probably gonna be talking a lot of shit at each other over who won and who lost. So it's probably really funny if you want to check that out. And then just generally upcoming chapters, usually a lot of funny pokes and puns. So yeah, thanks everyone for showing up. Talk to you guys later. Stream on probably next Saturday. Backdrop video on Tuesday. Fairy Tail video on Tuesday as well. Big hype. And Eden Zero's back this week as well. Same thing with everything else. But